This webcast presentation on the McGuffey Sports Network will begin in 10 minutes. This webcast presentation of the McGuffey Sports Network will begin in 5 minutes. This webcast presentation of the McGuffey Sports Network will begin in 4 minutes. This webcast presentation of the McGuffey Sports Network will begin in 3 minutes. This webcast presentation of the McGuffey Sports Network will begin in 2 minutes. This webcast presentation on the McGuffey Sports Network will begin in 1 minute. This webcast presentation on the McGuffey Sports Network will begin in 30 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
This is the Trib Live High School Sports Network, the official streaming partner of the WPIAL, featuring exclusive coverage of all playoffs and championships. Stretching across 10 counties, 2,000 broadcasts a year, live and forever archived. Trib, hssn.triblive.com.
You are listening to the McGuffey Sports Network, the voice of the Highlanders.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Viking Stadium here at the campus of Mount Pleasant Area High School. For tonight's presentation of the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by ARH Sports Shop and carried on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, we're bringing you McGuffey football as they take on the Vikings of Mount Pleasant. I'm Rusty Pettit alongside Mr. Zach Waters and also Mr. Kevin Robinson in the booth from Isaiah Wing's Video. He will be bringing us the video footage for tonight's game. We're happy here to be at Mount Pleasant. It's an awesome place to broadcast from, one of my favorite booths to broadcast from here in the WPIAL. It's one of the best views, I think, in all of southwestern PA when it comes from a press box standpoint. And yeah, couldn't be happier to be in a beautiful Friday evening. Perfect southwestern Pennsylvania September weather. My broadcast partner, Zach, is probably in an extra special good mood because his Buffalo Bills won a nice win last night against the defending Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, that was a great victory. I mean, that was a great way to start off the weekend. Obviously, it's back to football for everybody now as we enter week 3, but technically week 2 for those who played a week 0 game. Oh, and Jason Kern also in the broadcast booth as well.
Oh, he is there. Oh,
yeah, he had to make his presence known.
Oh, and he's got new toys.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can't take him anywhere.
He's like a 5-year-old
sometimes. Yeah, he even forgot his phone up here in the booth.
I know.
Yeah,
I was going to auction it off, I thought.
Yeah, he left his phone and wanted it off. We tried to give it away to people, but yeah, they wouldn't take it. But yeah, we have the telestrator up here now in the booth, which we're going to try to incorporate into the video broadcast tonight. Once again, if you've gone to McGuffeySports.com, there's 2 ways to watch and listen to us tonight. You can click on the Listen Live, as always. That's on the left side of the page. On the upper right side of the page, the Watch Live icon. Just click on that. It'll take you to our video broadcast. That'll also have the audio as well, of course. And we'll have all the games all season long, just as we have so far. This is week 2 in the WPIL schedule. Of course, week 0 was the first week, last week, week 1. And this is our last non-conference matchup for the Highlanders before they hit the conference schedule. They will have one non-conference game later in the year against South Park, but after this one, it's basically, this is your last tune-up, I would say.
I couldn't agree more. And last week, the big 35-7 victory over the Ringgold Rams, which was a little bit of a test for the McGuffey Highlanders, playing a Quad A school, an unfamiliar team for 4 to play 2. I think there was only one other 4A versus 2A matchup last week, but McGuffey was able to be proven strong there at the end. It looked a little bit shaky at first as their kickoff team allowed the opening kickoff to go about 92 yards for a touchdown. But they were able to fine-tune some things. They were able to stop the run and the passes to the outside and really hone in on the high-powered Ringgold offense to only limit them to 1 touchdown. Yeah,
2-0 on the year. And, yeah, last week was the week that I felt they kind of looked more complete as a team compared to that opening week against Southmoreland. They won big in both, although Southmoreland kind of clawed back in against the second, third-string defense to make that one look closer. But that was a McGuffey-controlled win from pretty much the beginning to the end. But even though they dominated that game, both teams were very sloppy in that game, and it looked like they cleaned things up last week in their second game.
Yeah, they started to progress quarter by quarter, and by halftime they were able to make some fine-tune adjustments and really focus on the task at hand, and that was winning the football game. I mean, from an offensive standpoint last week, Philip McEwen officially was 2 of 5, 40 yards, 44 yards and a touchdown. But the running game for McGuffey is what really shined through. I mean, Kyle Brookman last week, 120 yards on the ground on 13 attempts for 1 touchdown. Philip McEwen rushed for 64 yards. I mean, all those guys were averaging over at least 5, maybe 5.5, 6 yards a carry and then some. So we know McGuffey really depends on their ground game. We'd like to maybe see them come out and throw a little bit more versus this Mount Pleasant defense.
It would. And the other thing that I'm sure the coaching staff for the Highlanders is going to want, especially head coach Ed Dalton, is to not put the ball on the ground like they did towards the end of that contest last week. That was the one thing. As good as they were throughout the game, we talked about it at the end, how the coaches definitely had some points to hit early on in the practice week, and mainly that was holding on to the football and not fumbling it.
Yeah, they had a little case of fumbleitis last week, and that played a big key factor in last week's contest. So hopefully ball control was something they worked on this week leading up to this game tonight versus the Mount Pleasant Vikings. But from a defensive standpoint, they're going to have their hands full, Rusty. Robbie Labuda last week versus York in that 35-7 victory, 20 yards, 243 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns. And he was their leading rusher last year with over 1,004 yards. And the McGuffey Highlanders are really going to have to focus on the run game because this is a very high-powered running defense that Mount Pleasant poses.
Yeah, and that was one thing that so far early in the season, the defensive line has been pretty stout for McGuffey, but this, I think, is their biggest test so far, especially from a ground game. But we're going to have more here on the McKean Plumbing and Heating pregame show on the McGuffey Sports Network, and of course McGuffey Sports Network powered by ARH Sports Shop and carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network. We'll be right back here to give you more of the McKean Plumbing and Heating pregame show.
Hi everyone, Zach Waters from the McGuffey Sports Network. Whenever your home or business decides to give you a headache, turn to the experts you can trust at McKean Plumbing and Heating, located at 468 West Chestnut Street in Washington, and is your source for plumbing, heating, electrical, and air conditioning. Whether it's a job for the do-it-yourselfer, a routine service call, or an installation, let the experienced staff assist with your needs. Call them at 724-225-6260 or stop in and visit them Monday through Fridays 8 to 6 and Saturdays 8 to 4. Plumbing, heating, electrical, or air conditioning, answer McKean. PA 9085.
Cold weather wreaks havoc on your vehicles. Dead batteries, flat tires, or simply locked out? Call McAdoo's Towing and Crane Services. McAdoo's offers roadside services, including fuel delivery, lockout assistance, jump starts, and tire changes, including 24-hour towing, recovery, hauling services for vehicles and loads of all sizes. Need crane service? No problem. McAdoo's is capable of 24-hour crane service and assistance with a fleet of 8 cranes. A family-owned and operated company since 1965. Why call just anyone when you can call a family you can trust? 724-484-7300. McAdoo's Towing and Crane Services. Their business is picking up.
Hunters, it's almost that time of year again. And when gearing up for your next hunt, visit ARH Sports Shop. ARH Sports Shop has proudly served the tri-state area as your local sportsman store for over 25 years. Locally owned and operated, they specialize in new and gently used shotguns, handguns, and rifles. Instead of waiting in long lines at major big box stores, purchase your hunting license from ARH with fast, friendly service. For more information, visit their website at arhsportshop.com or visit them at 4174 Route 40 in Claysville across from Sunset Beach. Open Monday through Friday 10 to 5 and Saturdays noon to 4. ARH Sports Shop, a proud supporter of McGuffey Athletics.
Welcome back to Viking Stadium here. I want to also introduce one of our new sponsors here at the McGuffey Sports Network, and that is Shale Pro Energy Services. They are a best-in-class natural gas service provider, and they are looking for new employees like you. Shale Pro offers a range of services across the region, and they are currently looking for operators, roustabouts, and compressor operators to support their clients in the western PA area. Working for Shale Pro doesn't only give you full-time local work, but they also offer paid vacation time, health insurance, dental and vision insurance, company match 401k, and several supplemental insurances. To apply, stop by any Shale Pro office or visit their website at www.shalepro.com. That's Shale Pro Energy Services. I want to welcome them on board here. Appreciate all our sponsors here to make these broadcasts possible. And Zach, you were talking about we started to touch on how the test this week they're going to have against the running game of the Vikings. And this is a team that we don't get to see very often, right? It's one of those schools that we've played sporadically here in the past. A 3A school, McGuffey being in 2A after the most recent alignment. Different classification, but a team that they're fairly familiar with. But I think it's been since the last time we came down here was probably the last time we played the Vikings, and that was a good 4 or 5 years ago.
That seems about right, about 4 or 5 years ago. But Mount Pleasant, no stranger to Ed Dalton, being one of the many places that he's coached. I mean, from the Altoona days to Purchase Line, Trinity, Mount Pleasant, and McGuffey being one of the teams in the 90s that knocked him out of the playoffs.
Getting some notes there.
Yeah, I'm getting some notes.
Yeah. So you said, Ed, you mentioned that last week that Ed coached down here at Mount Pleasant. So, yeah, obviously a place he's familiar with. We talked about the field. The stadium's a beautiful stadium, too. They got the field house right to the right as well. The setting is great. It's actually a really nice campus out here in the foothills of the Appalachians. The one thing about this stadium, though, with the bleachers are pretty big, and it's not a real steep grade, so we're actually a little further from the field than I think we normally would be. This is probably about the farthest we'll be from the field, I think, all year from a distance standpoint, because you've got the track, you've got a little bit of space between the track and the bleachers. Then the bleachers are pretty long.
I mean, it's a beautiful setup. I mean, stands to the left, stands to the right.
Yeah.
Beautiful scenery in front of us here. I mean, pretty soon the leaves are going to be starting to change, so I can only imagine the view from this press box as the fall foliage begins to settle in here in the Laurel Highlands area.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, and the field is field turf. Looks to be a fairly new carpet out there. A lot of the schools, and I've noticed that over the last handful of years, including McGuffey, of course, they've replaced their field turf, and so a lot of the schools are playing not only as artificial surface, but a fairly new surface here at Mount Pleasant, and of course McGuffey's is new. There are very few grass fields anymore that we're going to play on.
I'm trying to think who would have a grass field as we look at the schedule.
Still grass?
No, Wash High is turf. Waynesburg's turf. Stowe Rock. Well, we're playing home against Stowe Rocks. Yeah. Charleroi turf. I don't think there's anybody this year.
This year is going to be all.
Now, last year, whenever we were on the road, we played at Stowe Rocks, which was grass, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think who else had grass last year. Laurel was
Laurel
grass.
was, yes. For the playoff game.
And then did we play Best Center last year?
I think we played them at home.
I know the year before when we played them on the road.
Oh,
yeah. Best Center was grass, but yeah, not a lot of the schools anymore have the all-natural grass field, and it's an advantage, but it's also a disadvantage too. I mean, you're always going to have perfect turf conditions for the most part, even if it is a little bit that ball might skip a little bit, but you don't have the forgiveness on grass as you do on turf. I mean, I think one of the other things that stands out too, obviously you have a hot summer day or a hot early autumn day.
Radiates off of that.
And it just radiates. So, I mean, if it's 75 degrees air temperature, you go down, it might be close to, maybe 85 or 90. There's at least 10 to 15 degree differential, and that plays a big factor, I feel. I mean, we saw a lot of cramps last week, if you do remember, with the heat.
There was more last week than there was in the first game, and last week the temperature was up, but it was also very humid. Mount Pleasant Viking marching band getting ready to come out and do the national anthem here. Before they do that, I'll tell you about the head coach for the Vikings, and that is Jason Fazekas, and then he's assisted by Eric Ray, Bob Gambita, Luke Leprando, Keith Kalp, and Bo Ruffner. And, the Viking marching band is across the way. They will be marching out to play our national anthem. And then we will have the kickoff here at 7 o'clock. So we're about 15 minutes away from there. They did the official coin toss. Did you see the result of that? I saw them lining up, and I saw shaking hand, but we started doing something else, and then I missed what they actually said the results were.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to catch it quite.
All right. Well, we will get.
I'm sure we'll get it though.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the ceremonial one, which will happen after both teams come back out of the locker room. It is youth night here at Mount Pleasant. They have all the youth football players down there to the right, Last week we had the youth McGuffey cheerleaders on that field. That's always a good thing. My middle one, she cheers for West Allegheny youth football. So they've got a youth night coming up. I think maybe next weekend. I think it's I know it's coming up soon, where they will be at that game. And yeah, it's nice to get the kids out there on the field. It's exciting for them. So marching band for Mount Pleasant is coming out to do the national anthem. When we come back after this break, we will get you ready for kickoff. You're listening to the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by ARH Sports Shop, carried on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, and this is the McKean Plumbing and Heating pregame show.
Highlanders Nation, looking for that perfect piece of clothing to showcase your McGuffey spirit? Look no further than Fanatic Impressions at 166 South Main Street in Washington. Fanatic Impressions offers a wide variety of sporting goods, athletic apparel, and school spirit gear. Have an event coming up? Fanatic Impressions offers custom bulk screen printing and promotional product printing to help make your team, event, wedding, or business all the more personal. Open Monday through Saturday. Fanatic Impressions at 166 South Main Street in Washington.
Highlander fans, let's face it, nobody enjoys when their vehicle needs service work. So let the trusted professionals at Route 40 Auto ease your worries. It's quality service and diagnostics with a hometown feel, offering brakes, exhaust, tune-ups, engine repair, transmission repair, suspension repair, and regular maintenance for your vehicle. Maybe it's as simple as an oil change or as pesky as a state and emission test. Call Route 40 Auto at 724-484-7963 or stop in at 150 Route 40 West in West Alexander.
Looking for beautiful yet gently used items for your home, apartment, or office? Then visit The Back Lot, located at 840 Race Street in Washington. The Back Lot, formerly known as Badillions, has proudly served the Washington County area for over 50 years. They offer a wide variety selection of furniture, appliances, home furnishings, college dorm supplies, antiques, and sporting goods. With their ever-changing selection of amazing finds and great savings, any item purchased can be brought home the same day, saving you more than you ever could imagine. Like them on Facebook or call them at 724-705-7662. The Back Lot. No thrills, just deals. Something for everyone.
Jim Murray's Auto Service, located at 122 East Railroad Street in Washington, offers full auto repair, state inspection, emissions, brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, whatever ails your car or truck. Jim and his qualified team of mechanics can diagnose your vehicle issues and get you back on the road in no time. At Jim Murray's, you're not a service number. Jim takes the time to discuss your auto repair one-on-one before the work is started. Give Jim a call, 724-222-1350. Jim Murray's, professional service with personal small-town treatment.
Welcome back to Viking Stadium here on the campus of Mount Pleasant Area High School. And I'm Rusty Pettit alongside Mr. Zach Waters. And we are joined by Kevin Robinson, who's running the video today. And also Mr. Jason Kern. He's up here. The boss is up here with us and trying to keep him away from the telestrator because...
we don't need another John Madden up here.
Yeah, I know. He's you never know what he's going to write on there. On the screen, but yeah, we do have that tool. So if you see some writing on the video screen, if you're watching the game today, you're not going crazy. Might have Zach or somebody trying to illustrate something as we're watching the replays. Also want to tell you about another one of our new sponsors as well, and that is the Chapman Corporation. They are headquartered in Washington, Pennsylvania. Chapman has been providing industrial customers with civil, mechanical, and electrical construction services for 70 years. In addition to their construction skills, they also provide pipe metal fabrication as well as engineering capabilities. So they are the Chapman Corporation, headquartered right in Washington, PA. So we are in week two, third game of the season. McGuffey 2-0 on the year, looking to go 3-0 before they hit the conference schedule. That conference schedule is going to start next week at home against Brentwood, which talk about unfamiliar foes. In all my years of doing McGuffey football, which is about the last 6 or 7, I think now. I don't think we played Brentwood in those games.
I don't believe we've played Brentwood either. Brentwood tonight playing in a non-section game versus South Park at Eagles Stadium. As you said, South Park, another team that McGuffey is facing later on this year. And another non-conference game that will have some implications later on this season. Stowe Rocks and Avonworth at Lenzer Field. McGuffey will be playing Stowe Rocks in, what's that, on 9:30. So
yeah,
that's
last Friday of the month. And they'll get Brentwood, then at Waynesburg, and then back at home against Stowe Rocks. Stowe Rocks took they took a loss last week to Steel Valley. A close game. They lost by 3. So They are. We know how talented they are. We we were there for that contest last week, and there are a lot of high-powered athletes on offense. But there's a lot of work between now and then. We're only at the very beginning of this season. So far, the one thing I would say, we talked about this a little bit last week, Zach, with the McGuffey offense. I've been impressed with a lot of things, but right now the quarterback play of Philip McEwen has been rock solid. And it's not just been, we're used to him being able to take the ball and run with it and run the triple option very well. The biggest leap I've seen this year is his arm. And he moves in the pocket a lot. Very, very rarely you're going to see him just drop back. So when he's running and be able to throw, he has had a lot of success so far in the early going through the air.
I mean, I'd say he's more talented than he was last year. I mean, there was a couple different quarterbacks rotating along with him for that number one spot. But this year, Philip McEwen has really shined, I feel, as an athlete. And he's really done his homework this off season. And I think him and Ed Dalton, Highlanders head coach, have just a really good relationship. And the fact that coach is able to put that much confidence in his quarterback to drop back, roll left, roll right, maybe throw on the run, or if he sees nothing's there, he's able to kind of pull, tuck, and run. I mean, he's just a very agile quarterback, and he's the type of leader that you want on your team whenever your offense is on the field, and I mean, he fits the shoes perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. They're announcing the McGuffey starters, and we did not get the Mount Pleasant starters, so we'll get those to you as we get into the game. McGuffey, the guys have been starting in the running back has obviously run the triple option. You got the three backs in the backfield behind McEwen at quarterback. The fullback has been Eric Donnelly. We've got Ethan Dietrich and Kyle Brookman as the halfbacks, and then wide out, Tristan McAdoo has been the big play receiver for them so far this year, and then rotating in and out of that other flanker position is Ryan Keith and also number 84, Travis White. And that's been the majority of the skill position guys on offense, and they've all, for the most part, done a really good job and getting a lot of touches in the early going into the season too. We know that they like to utilize the fullback. Last week, I think they kind of saved Donnelly a little bit till later on in the game, and then by that point they had kind of put the game away, and they put Dylan Droboy in to kind of finish things out, and they actually gave him quite a few carries in that second half. They didn't have to rely on him as much last week because they were taking advantage of mistakes. You had a great quarterback play, and there was a lot of big holes opened up by that offensive line.
And it was amazing to see the size of the holes that they were opening. I mean, you, me, Jason, and Kevin. So I think the four of us would probably have to give kudos to that offensive line because, I mean, they're the reason why the plays are happening. They're the reason why McEwen is able to have the time that he does when he drops back for a pass, or why the running backs are able to get so far open with the let me try this again, with the amount of touches. I'm sorry, I'm getting all excited here. With the amount of touches that each of the backs were able to have in that game. Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to having a strong offensive line, and, I mean, McGuffey definitely has the size and they have the strength up front. And, like I said, give credit where credit is due. These guys have worked very hard throughout the offseason and, camp and two-a-days. And, yeah, this is the last, essentially, dress rehearsal before it really starts the count.
You know, and I apologize. I said something that wasn't true. We do have the starting lineups because they were not only this press box awesome, but they gave us a two-deep lineup. So let's get you those Mount Pleasant Vikings starters here for today. At tight end, they've got Ethan Eicher. Left tackle, Donovan Kalemba. Left guard is Joseph Lachek. The center is Jacob Kraus. Right guard, William Eicher. And the right tackle, Micah Rodman. Quarterback is going to be Cole Chatfield. The tailback is Robbie Labuda, who Zach talked about earlier. Also in the backfield is Lane Golkowski and Jackson Hutter. The wide receiver is Lucas Nicotera. On the defensive side of the ball, the defensive end is Joseph Lachak. Nose guard, Micah Rodman. Defensive end, Jacob Kraus. They run a 3-4, so the four linebackers are going to be Dante Gianleonardo, number 17. Inside linebackers Casey Schaefer and Ethan Eicher. Outside linebacker on the other side, Jackson Hutter. Cornerbacks are Robbie Labuda and Lucas Nicotera. The safeties, strong safeties, Brady Poole. Free safety, Tyler Reese. Doing their kicking tonight, number 87, Jarrett Garn. Their punter will also be a busy man, Robbie Labuda. Doing the punting, long snapper, Shane Sean Kane. And holding for the kicks, Cole Chatfield, their quarterback. So very nice of them to give us those two deep. And we don't get those very often. That's a first too to have that. That's a really sweet.
I think that's something we might need to consider just making for ourselves, having one.
We could make it for McGuffey. I don't know if we'd be able to. We'd have to get for the visiting team.
I wouldn't so much. I mean, it would be nice if every school we traveled to had one of these, because it makes our jobs as sportscasters a little bit easier instead of having to try to figure out who's playing what position. I mean, there's a lot of prep work that goes in, leading up to the week of a game. Excuse me. Sorry.
Well, you're right there. That one snuck up on you. I can tell.
Yeah. It's a mountain arrogant to me, I think.
All right. Well, we are about 4 minutes away from kickoff. So what we're going to do is going to hand this back over to our sponsors for a little bit. When we come back, we'll have that opening kickoff for you. This has been the McKean Plumbing and Heating pregame show on the McGuffey Sports Network, which is powered by ARH Sports Shop, and we are carried on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Are you planning a holiday but need some assistance? Might be confusing, but here's a solution. Sky's the Limit Travel. Since 2014, Sky's the Limit Travel has been guiding travelers to their vacation destination. Whether it's a family or group vacation, luxurious or romantic getaway, Sky's Limit Travel is happy to assist. Also specializing in cruises and all-inclusive resorts. Sky's Limit Travel offers destination guides for the perfect vacation getaway. For more information, visit their website at skyslimittravel.net or call them at 724-413-3182. Sky's the Limit Travel. Lose yourself in the Caribbean. A Travelers Planner International affiliate.
Looking to earn fast cash for scrap metal and vehicles? Brookman Iron and Metals will pay you top dollar for unwanted scrap metal or junk cars. Since 1931, Brookman Iron and Metals has offered the highest market prices for scrap metal, from iron to brass to vehicles. Looking to recycle? Their local family-owned company will take any recyclable metal off your hands. In addition, you have easy access to their clean location to recycle without a hassle. Don't let recyclable metal materials take up your much-needed space. Use a roll-off container from Brookman Iron and Metals to provide you with a convenient solution for your recycling needs. Brookman Iron and Metals, located at 4 Race Street in Washington, 724-222-4260.
Accidents are unfortunate events and often cause stress and disruption in your daily life. Relax. Let Lombardi Auto Body help you get through this process of getting your vehicle back on the road safely and as quickly as possible. Open since 1984, Lombardi Auto Body is a family-run business that delivers the highest quality repairs with continued customer loyalty. Call Lombardi's first to schedule your free estimate. Lombardi Auto Body, 140 Highland Avenue in Washington, 724-222-3077.
Since 1988, Tri-State Designs has provided customers with the highest quality awards for all occasions. Conveniently located on Main Street in Claysville, Tri-State Designs features a full showroom with many examples of the various awards they offer. Trophies, plaques, ribbons, engravings, or maybe you need a custom order. No problem. Stop in or give them a call at 724-663-5346. Tri-State Designs, a trusted award shop and proud supporter of McGuffey Athletics.
Alexis Family Dentistry is a full-service general dental practice offering comprehensive dental health care service in a friendly, relaxed atmosphere. Dr. Alexis, a McGuffey graduate, is inspired to make patients her priority by working together for your healthier smile. Her goal is to help you relax and address all your questions and concerns. Your individual treatment plan is crafted to fulfill all your dental health needs and to reach your goals for a beautiful and healthy smile. Call Dr. Alexis today at 724-470-9750 to schedule your appointment. Dr. Alexis, a proud Highlander supporter.
Hi, this is Rusty Pettit with Cruise Planners. We're a full-service travel agency and an American Express travel representative. Whether you're planning a cruise, a vacation to an all-inclusive resort, a destination wedding, a honeymoon, or taking the kids to Disney World, we're here to help you and your family plan your dream vacation. Visit our website, www.rocktheboatcruiseandtravel.com. Call me, Rusty Pettit, at 412-770-6511 or Nancy Fox at 724-255-6329, and let's start planning.
Welcome back to Viking Stadium. Rusty Pettit alongside Mr. Zach Waters and running the video, Mr. Kevin Robinson. And we did get the opening coin toss here, and Mount Pleasant is going to receive. And that's 3 weeks in a row where McGuffey will be kicking off, and then they will get the ball in the second half. They'll be kicking from right to left, and that is Dylan Stewart. He has it teed up on the right hash. Back deep for the Vikings, I see number 18 is Robbie Labuda, and on the other side, and we'll get you the other return man here in a second.
Looking to see who that is.
Tyler Reese, number 5, is on the far side. They're standing in just about their 10-yard line. Stewart has it teed up, and here is the run-up and the opening kickoff. It is a low line, caught by an up man. It didn't even make it 15 yards. The lineman caught it just past midfield, and Mount Pleasant set up in excellent field position. See where they spot it. Looks like they're right at the 49-yard line, so just shy of midfield here for the Vikings. Great field position. That was a liner, just hit him right in the gut.
Yeah, that was number 44, Camden Moore, who was standing right at about the 45-yard, his own 45-yard line, and the kick there spun like a top, and he was able to fall on it. So the Vikings with excellent field position on their first drive.
Chatfield under center here. McGuffey shows blitz, and there's flags everywhere as someone went into the neutral zone, and that is encroachment. And so a free 5 yards heading to the Vikings. That'll put them across midfield at the McGuffey 46-yard line and bring up first down and 5.
Yeah, it was Logan Smith. He was trying to set up for the blitz, and yeah, anytime you go into the neutral zone, instant 5 yards.
So now being first and 5 after the penalty, everybody's in tight except the one wide to the right side, and that is Nicotera. And there's a jet sweep coming around the end here, and he's across the 40, cutting back the 35, and getting away from McEwen is the tailback, makes another move inside the 20 and all the way inside the 15. That was number 2, Lane Golkowski, and he made some nice moves in the open field. A huge gainer to set up Mount Pleasant first and 10 at the McGuffey 11-yard line.
Yeah, just a quick toss sweep to the right there, and the hole opens up for him. And he had the afterburners kicked on as he gets tackled inside the 15-yard line down at the 11. And obviously, Coach Ed Dalton not too happy, and it looks like McGuffey is going to take their first time out here. 11:46 to go in the opening quarter.
So we'll be right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Air Raid Sports Shop, carried on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Hi everyone, Zach Waters from the McGuffey Sports Network. Whenever your home or business decides to give you a headache, turn to the experts you can trust at McKean Plumbing and Heating, located at 468 West Chestnut Street in Washington, and is your source for plumbing, heating, electrical, and air conditioning. Whether it's a job for the do-it-yourselfer, a routine service call, or an installation, let the experienced staff assist with your needs. Call them at 724-225-6260 or stop in and visit them Monday through Fridays 8 to 6 and Saturdays 8 to 4. Plumbing, heating, electrical, or air conditioning, answer McKean. PA 9085.
All right, Chatfield's in the shotgun this time. He gets it. He hands off. They're trying the right side, and this time a really nice tackle over there by Donnelly. He swings down Labuda, and he's going to be stopped for, I think they're going to say no gain. Right back to the line of scrimmage at the 11.
Yeah, being on the short side of the field, they try the toss sweep again to the right side. Smith able to just kind of hold him up there along with 2 other Highlanders. And, yeah, no gain, so it brings up 2nd and 10.
Looked like he might have that hole off the right side again, but good job by Eric Donnelly to come up there and sniff it out. Now they will send 3 wideouts out, 2 to the right, which is the short side, and 1 all the way to the left. Labuda in the backfield beside Chatfield. And Chatfield rolling left. He's pressured. He's going to get hit, and he is going to go down hard. Kyle Brookman takes him down outside the 20. We'll see where they spot it. Right at the 20. They'll give him forward progress there, but, man, Brookman made sure that he was on the ground.
And you see here on the replay, he was able to just line up in the B gap, and he literally lays the boom down on the quarterback. And that's going to be a loss of at least 8 or 9 on the play. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 19 for the Vikings at their own or at the McGuffey 20.
So they can still get a first down, but it's right inside the 1-yard line. Chatfield in the shotgun, 2 wide to the right this time. Labuda to his right in the sidecar. And he's going to roll right this time. Being chased, throws deep. He's got a man down, open to the back of the end zone. He catches it. Did he get a foot down? No. And the ball came out as well. But, it was right in the back corner. That was a beautiful throw and just led him a little bit too much to the corner.
I look to see who the wide receiver on that was. I believe it was Tyler Reese. And just a simple corner route for Reese. And he definitely had both the cornerbacks by the Highlanders beat, but pass just a little bit too much mustard on it.
So we have a 37-yard field goal attempt here by Labuda, actually. He's going to be doing this. Trying to get the Vikings on the board. Here's the snap. It is long enough, and that kick is no good. But, man, he definitely had the distance there, just missed a little bit wide right. So we are still scoreless with 10:08 remaining in the first quarter. Mount Pleasant, the great opening field position, the big play to get him down there, but then McGuffey's defense, once again with kind of a bend, don't break attitude. A couple nice tackles by Donnelly and Brookman setting up that long field goal attempt. So McGuffey takes over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. First offensive possession of the day for the Highlanders. They're going to come out in a tight formation here at the triple option. McEwen under center, and everybody, including the wideouts, in close to the line of scrimmage. Right up the gut to Donnelly, pushing forward, and he falls forward out near the 23-yard line. That's a pickup of 3. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. Running in the play here is Ryan Keith. Travis White going to rotate out with him. That's been the rotation. The McAdoo seems to stay on the field in his wideout position. The other two wide receivers rotate. Once again, both wideouts in tight to the line of scrimmage, though. Again, McEwen under center. Gets it. This time, hands up the middle again to, I believe that was Donnelly again on the fullback dive. He's going to get a couple more. Gain of 2 out to the 25, and now we're set up with 3rd down and 5 to go. So not a lot of real estate in that middle part of the line.
No, they have a little success here on their first drive. But then again, we have seen Philip McEwen with that arm roll out on 3rd down, so I wouldn't be surprised if they try to let one fly deep.
Travis White coming here wide to the left side. And McAdoo top of the field. 3rd and 5, McEwen under center. Man in motion's Brookman, and they're going to hand it up. Donnelly again, and he's going to be a yard short. Gets out to about the 29-yard line. Actually, the far side judge is going to put him 2 yards short. He did not give him that last yard, so it's 4th and 2. So McGuffey will be forced to punt. Connor Crow comes in to do the punting duties. Going back to receive that kick. Number 5, Tyler Reese. Here's the punt. Crow gets off an end-over-end kick, and Reese catches it at the 40, and he's up to the 45 to 50, down the left sideline, and tackled into McGuffey territory. He's going to get down near the 40-yard line, and that'll be where the Vikings take over another excellent field position to start their second offensive drive here, and they're so far winning the battle of field possession here after forcing that 3-and-out.
Yeah, their first drive starting at the 40, now their second drive starting at the McGuffey 41-yard line. A 19-yard return for Reese.
Chatfield, shotgun again, empty set. Man in motion. Oh, it's a low snap. A fake the snap. He's got to throw it. He's got a man wide open down deep, and it's caught! Inside the 15-yard line, Labuda goes up and somehow holds on to that ball down near the 13-yard line.
That was number 25, I believe. That was Labuda, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 18 with the catch, 25 was in the coverage. And that was a good coverage, actually, as well. But what a catch there by Labuda, stretching out every bit of his frame to pull that down, high point of the ball. So 1st and 10, Mount Pleasant again, deep inside McGuffey territory, this time at the 13. Pistol formation here with Labuda behind Chatfield, waiting the snap. Gets it, Labuda. No, he fakes it, going left, he's going to throw, it's caught it, though, dropped. Had a man wide open at the 5-yard line, and he couldn't hang on.
Yeah, that was Jackson Hutter, the junior wide receiver. He's listed at 6'1", Rusty, and yeah, it's just a simple swing pass to the left side there, and he was wide open, but he drops it like a hot plate.
Timeout on the field as the second by McGuffey. We'll take it with him. 7:25 remaining in a scoreless first quarter between the McGuffey Highlanders and the Vikings of Mount Pleasant. Right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by RH Sports Shop, carried on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Hunters, it's almost that time of year again. And when gearing up for your next hunt, visit ARH Sports Shop. ARH Sports Shop has proudly served the tri-state area as your local sportsman store for over 25 years. Locally owned and operated, they specialize in new and gently used shotguns, handguns, and rifles. Instead of waiting in long lines at major big box stores, purchase your hunting license from ARH with fast, friendly service. For more information, visit their website at arhsportshop.com or visit them at 4174 Route 40 in Claysville across from Sunset Beach. Open Monday through Friday 10 to 5 and Saturdays noon to 4. ARH Sports Shop, a proud supporter of McGuffey Athletics.
Welcome back to Viking Stadium, ARH Sports Shop. I was wondering, they always have a gun show coming up, and that's all I wanted to check because there's usually one in the fall, and I wanted to see, yep, there you go, September 24th, 25th at the Washington County Fairgrounds. So I was going to say, I went to one for them, sponsored by them about a year ago now. All right, so here we go. Second down and 10. Mount Pleasant after the incomplete pass. The McGuffey 13-yard line, Chatfield under center. Man in motion is Hutter. And they're going to give it to Labuda on the left side. He's got a hole. Going to try to get the corner, and he's got it. He's in for the touchdown. Labuda out from 13 yards, and that gets the Vikings on the board 6-0.
They just did a simple trade. Oh, but hold on. I think there was a flag on the...
There is, and it's right at the 10-yard line. So hold the phone.
Maybe holding?
That is, yeah, that's the corner he went around. So let's get the call. I'm going to talk to Mount Pleasant. So it may be on. They're talking to the Mount Pleasant coach, which means it might be on McGuffey anyways, and nobody on the field is moving. So I think this score is going to stand. Personal foul on McGuffey. So they're going to enforce that on the oh, they have a microphone. That's nice. So that was a 13-yard run by Labuda. And Labuda's going to be doing the kicking here for the point after attempt.
So, yeah, he does a little double duty for Mount Pleasant.
Chatfield gets a snap. Kick is up. It's blocked, and it's going to be short. It went up in the air, and that kick is blocked, and that looked like Logan Smith got a hand on that. So the score is 6-0 in favor of Mount Pleasant here with 7:18 remaining in the first quarter. We'll be right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by ARH Sports Shop, carried on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Highlanders Nation, looking for that perfect piece of clothing to showcase your McGuffey spirit? Look no further than Fanatic Impressions at 166 South Main Street in Washington. Fanatic Impressions offers a wide variety of sporting goods, athletic apparel, and school spirit gear. Have an event coming up? Fanatic Impressions offers custom bulk screen printing and promotional product printing to help make your team, event, wedding, or business all the more personal. Open Monday through Saturday. Fanatic Impressions at 166 South Main Street in Washington.
After the Mount Pleasant touchdown, 6-0. And one thing McGuffey can't do, and you never want to do this on the road especially, is penalties and turnovers. And that 15-yard penalty is going to allow Mount Pleasant to kick off from the McGuffey side of the 50. They're going to be kicking off from the 45-yard line. And we'd already talked about how Mount Pleasant was getting the better of the field position, which set up that touchdown. So McGuffey not doing anything to help themselves here. 87, Jarrett Gam will be doing the kickoff. He sends that one all the way back through the end zone. So it'll be a touchback McGuffey ball. Last time they started on the 20. This time not much better.
And McGuffey needs to find a way to get the wheels rolling here. They started to for a couple of plays, and then the wheels kind of fell off. So another offensive drive. Hopefully they can wipe the slate clean of that first one.
They'll be at the 20-yard line, which is exactly where they started last time after the missed field goal. So far we've had two scoring opportunities for Mount Pleasant. They had a missed field goal opportunity on their first drive, and then the touchdown by Labuda on that last drive. So they're moving the ball. McGuffey here trying to get things going on offense. So snap, and inside reverse. Dietrich going to try to the right side, gets past one tackler and stretches out towards the 24-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6.
You know, we've seen that double reverse work a handful of times last season and the start of this season, and it's nice to see that they're trying to finally spread out the run instead of running right up the middle like they did with Donley the first couple plays there, their first set.
And Ryan Keith split to the right side, Travis White to the left. No Tristan McAdoo on the field at the moment. Brookman is in motion. And they're going to keep it up the middle, and it's a short gain, 2 yards for McEwen out to the 26-yard line.
Oh, and a late
we have
flag.
a real late flag from the far side. There was a McGuffey player on the ground. I don't know if that was involved in that altercation, but we will get
I think it was number 72, possibly. This might be a personal foul penalty on Mount Pleasant. One of the official signals it is against. Yeah,
ball, personal foul on Mount Pleasant. So that is a huge penalty for Mount Pleasant to take there. Gives McGuffey 15 yards after that 2-yard gain and puts the ball all the way out at the 39-yard line where it's 1st and 10.
Yeah, there it shows on the replay. He was slammed a McGuffey player down to the ground. That was number 66, Chris Ely.
1st and 10. And the pitch to Brookman. He's going to try up the middle, spins around, and stretches out to the 44-yard line. That's a gain of 5. So a lot of contact in there, and not really big holes opening up yet for McGuffey, but that was a nice job by Brookman to get what he could and make it 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, he really tried to push ahead as the Mount Pleasant defense started to hone in on him. But again, McGuffey making heads and tails of the run to the left and to the right side of the line, and that's where they've had a lot of success.
2nd down and 5, McAdoo to the right side, Ryan Keith to the left. And in motion is Dietrich. They pitch to him. He's going to try back up the middle, and he gets hit as he crosses the line of scrimmage. Gains looks like 3 yards out to the 47-yard line where it'll be 3rd down and 2, and another altercation away from the play that involved Ryan Keith and one of the defensive backs from Mount Pleasant. Some pushing and shoving after the whistle, but no flag on that one.
I mean, definitely high tensions down there on the field, Rusty, but you have to keep yourself in check and not cost yourself the way Mount Pleasant did there with that personal foul penalty a few plays ago.
3rd and 2. McGuffey looking to get across midfield here and move the chains. And right up the middle to Donley. He's going to do that across midfield, and he's still pushing all the way down to the 46-yard line of Mount Pleasant. That is a gain of 6 on the play by the big fullback.
Just a simple dive play to the tight side of the field. Donley kept his legs pumping as he gets across the midfield stripe. But that's why it's nice to have a big fullback like Donley who's able to get the job done on 3rd and short.
So they move the chains again. And now McGuffey, a little bit of a rhythm here on the ground. McEwen under center, 2 wideouts to the right side. This time rolling right. McEwen looking to throw. Now he's going to have to throw it back. He does. He's got Brookman. He's got to open to the 45, trying to get the corner. 40, lowers his shoulder and spins around all the way down near the 35-yard line, close to another McGuffey 1st down.
That almost looked like it was a busted play, but McEwen, again, good under pressure, rolls right, sees nobody open, and sees his running back stand there to his left. And Brookman, being in the right place at the right time, was able to make a little bit of something out of almost absolutely nothing. And the officials do give him a 1st down, Rusty. So 1st and 10 for the Highlanders at the Mount Pleasant 35.
There was a gain of 11 on the pass, the first passing attempt for McEwen in this game. Kind of a throwback towards the open running back there. And 3 seconds on the play clock, they get it off. Brookman's got a hole. There's a flag, though, that came in from the umpire. That usually is holding, so we will see, but that's a gain of about 4 as the play is now.
On the carry for the Highlanders. Stopped by Jackson Hunter.
Yeah, look to see what the penalty is. Nope, it's going to be against the Highlanders. So that's going to hurt McGuffey here. It's going to march them back almost to the 50-yard line, so a 15-yard penalty.
Chop block, so that was not a hold. That was a chop block. So, yeah, that's why he marched off 15 yards. Wow. So now 1st and 25 all the way back at the 50-yard line. They have to get to the 25 for a 1st down.
Yeah, a lot of real estate in front of them to make it happen.
McAdoo to the right side, and Ryan Keith here to the left. And Dietrich in motion to the right. They're going to look that way. Throws out there to McAdoo. He's got it at the 50. Tries to get the corner. He's got some space. 40, 35, 30. Down the sideline. 20, 15. One guy to beat. The 5. Touchdown, Tristan McAdoo. 50 yards on the pass and catch, and McGuffey ties things up at 6.
Wide receiver screen set up to the right. Everybody bites to the left. And McAdoo sitting all alone. A little dump pass from McEwen to him. He kicks on the afterburners, weaves his way through some Parkway traffic there, but he takes that gravy train all the way to Mashed Potato Town, and the Highlanders even things up.
McEwen's hit a few long ones this year to McAdoo. That one, though, the longest yard after catch one on the season. And the kick by Stewart is up. And that kick is good with 30-14 left to go in the first quarter of play. McGuffey now leads Mount Pleasant 7-6. Right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by RH Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Highlander fans, let's face it, nobody enjoys when their vehicle needs service work. So let the trusted professionals at Route 40 Auto ease your worries. It's quality service and diagnostics with a hometown feel, offering brakes, exhaust, tune-ups, engine repair, transmission repair, suspension repair, and regular maintenance for your vehicle. Maybe it's as simple as an oil change or as pesky as a state and emission test. Call Route 40 Auto at 724-484-7963 or stop in at 150 Route 40 West in West Alexander.
Welcome back to Viking Stadium, and a big pass play, quick hit. We just said it was 1st and 25 after the chop block penalty. And the wide receiver screen, McAdoo made some guys miss early, and then it was a foot race down the sideline, and he won it.
Yeah, he had one guy there right as he got across midfield to about the 47, and then things just really opened up.
We'll see if Stewart tries another squib kick. The last one ended up in the gut of one of the up men and didn't go very far. So this time, maybe he'll try to avoid one of them. I know he's probably not wanting to cook it deep to Labuda. Here we go. And it's a little pooch kick, going to drop inside the 30 and roll. Ooh, out of bounds, man. That was dangerous. That is a live ball, and Isaiah Dale was almost there before the ball went out of bounds. That would have been a McGuffey ball inside the 20. Instead, it rolls out of bounds. That'll give Mount Pleasant the ball at the 35-yard line, which is actually their worst field position of the game. Actually, they're putting it at the 30. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to go to 35. Well, maybe not.
I guess it's the 30, but no. Yeah, Dale was really close to retrieving that ball before it went out of bounds, and he had everything he gave in the tank to try to get there, but not enough. But
yeah, now they just realized that it's supposed to be at the 35. Okay. 35-yard line. There we go. It's week 3, still ironing, or week 2, still ironing out some things here. All right, shotgun for Chatfield. 2 wide, 1 to each side. Labuda in the backfield with him. And they're going to hand it off. Labuda trying the right side. He's got a hole. 40. And 45 gets by a man, and he's just out of bounds before midfield, right at the 49-yard line. Big gain of 14 yards there by Labuda. Gives Mount Pleasant the first down.
yeah, a hole just opened up for Labuda as he takes that sweep play to the right.
And we're going to see the third and final timeout taken by the Highlanders with 3:07 to go in the first quarter. It's McGuffey 7 and Mount Pleasant 6 right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by RH Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Jim Murray's Auto Service, located at 122 East Railroad Street in Washington, offers full auto repair, state inspection, emissions, brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, whatever ails your car or truck. Jim and his qualified team of mechanics can diagnose your vehicle issues and get you back on the road in no time. At Jim Murray's, you're not a service number. Jim takes the time to discuss your auto repair one-on-one before the work is started. Give Jim a call, 724-222-1350. Jim Murray's, professional service with personal small-town treatment.
After the timeout, that is the third and final timeout taken by the Highlanders. We still have 3 minutes left to go here in the first quarter of play. Mount Pleasant looking to get into McGuffey territory for the third time already in this contest. They have 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. And looks like Chatfield going to take the snap under center. Labuda is lined up tailback position behind him. And man in motion, that's a jet sweep to the left side. They get a hand on him, he gets around, and now he is down the sideline. Heading down there is Golkowski, and he finally gets rode out of bounds at the 25-yard line by Isaiah Dale. But another big gainer there, 26 yards on the carry. And that is another Mount Pleasant first down.
Yeah, quick hitter on the jet sweep that time. The hole opens up to the left, and they're able to bounce it near the McGuffey sideline. And, yeah, they take it down inside the 30 to the 25. McGuffey struggling right now to contain that run to the outside, and Mount Pleasant's gain has been proven successful.
Shotgun again. This time Labuda standing to the right of Chatfield. And the snap, and they fake the handoff throw. It's a floater down towards the end zone. It's caught. No, he drops it. Another dropped ball. This time, number 5 was the intended receiver, and that is Tyler Reese. And the ball was right there where it needed to be, and he had enough room to get at least 1 foot in, but he could not hang on to it. So it brings up 2nd down and 10 from the 25.
I mean, that's twice now Nate Romastan, who's the defensive back for the Highlanders, has watched that pass come on that corner route, and he's played one-on-one with the receiver, and twice he's been able to kind of get a bit of a hand on the ball to jolt it away.
This time, under center goes Chatfield. Man in motion, they fake it to him. Up the middle, Labuda, he's got some space. 20, tries to get around, man does. First down, 10, and inside the 10 where Romastan finally brings him down near the 7-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Vikings, and they're looking to retake the lead.
Labuda has just proven dangerous, and we said that during pregame. He had over 200 yards versus York last week. And Mount Pleasant using him to their full advantage against McGuffey tonight.
1st and goal from the 7. Shotgun for Chatfield again. He's got a low snap, hands off Labuda, right side, 5, and he's in for the end zone easily. Waltzes in on that right side, and the 2nd touchdown of the day for Labuda, this time from 7 yards out. Makes it 12-7 Vikings with 2:18 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, just a simple dive play to Labuda on the right side. The hole opens up right around the B gap, and he's just able to take it in 4-6. And yes, Mount Pleasant regains the lead here. 2:18 left to go in the first quarter of play.
Last point after attempt was blocked. Labuda will attempt this one here. Snap is down. Kick is blocked again. That's Logan Smith again. That's 2, and we have a flag again after the play. So the kick was blocked, and the flag came out after. So whatever happens will be tacked on after the kickoff. And it looks like they might be coming to talk to Mount Pleasant again.
No, they're going to say it's on Logan Smith, I believe.
Did he run over the center?
Hands to the face. That's what it looks like here as you see it on the replay. So Troy Falosk comes in. So a hand to the face.
Well, that'll give him another chance here. And they will mark half the distance off. So a ball sitting about the 1.5-yard line. And looks like they're going to kick it again. They're going to try to. So far, had them both blocked, but 3rd time's a charm maybe. Labuda ready to go. Snap is down. Kick is up, and it's long enough, and the kick is good. So 2:18 to go. It's now 13-7 Mount Pleasant over the Highlanders. We'll be right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Area Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Are you planning a holiday but need some assistance? Might be confusing, but here's a solution. Sky's the Limit Travel. Since 2014, Sky's the Limit Travel has been guiding travelers to their vacation destination. Whether it's a family or group vacation, luxurious or romantic getaway, Sky's the Limit Travel is happy to assist. Also specializing in cruises and all-inclusive resorts. Sky's the Limit Travel offers destination guides for the perfect vacation getaway. For more information, visit their website at skyslimittravel.net or call them at 724-413-3182. Sky's the Limit Travel. Lose yourself in the Caribbean. A Travelers Planner International affiliate.
Welcome back here. So another costly penalty, and this one gave Mount Pleasant another chance at the point after. Instead of being 12-7, it's now 13-7 because they got an extra shot at that extra point. So this will be kicked off from the 40-yard line. Maybe a chance to return here this time for McGuffey. Back there is Brookman and Dietrich. And this is number 87, Jarrett Garn, doing the kicking. And it is end over end. Dietrich scoops it up at the 7. He's up over the 15 to the 20. 25, space. He's at 35, 40, one man to beat. Ethan Dietrich. He's down the right side, and he will go inside the 10. Touchdown, Ethan Dietrich. Looked like the kicker might be catching up to him at the end. But no, Dietrich had enough in the tank to squeak it out, and he takes that one 93 yards for the touchdown.
All I have to say is wow. I mean, Dietrich found the hole kind of far back there, and he was able to just kind of move his way through traffic. He follows the wall of Highlanders leading the way for him. He kicks on the afterburners, and he had one man to beat, and it was the kicker that was almost catching up to him, but what an amazing run. Way to respond, too, after the touchdown by Mount Pleasant.
Stewart's point after attempt. Snap is down. The kick is up. And that kick is good with 2:03 to go in the first quarter. Back and forth we go. It is 14-13 in favor of McGuffey. Right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network. Powered by Air Raid Sports Shop. Carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Looking to earn fast cash for scrap metal and vehicles? Brookman Iron and Metals will pay you top dollar for unwanted scrap metal or junk cars. Since 1931, Brookman Iron and Metals has offered the highest market prices for scrap metal, from iron to brass to vehicles. Looking to recycle? Their local family-owned company will take any recyclable metal off your hands. In addition, you have easy access to their clean location to recycle without a hassle. Don't let recyclable metal materials take up your much-needed space. Use a roll-off container from Brookman Iron and Metals to provide you with a convenient solution for your recycling needs. Brookman Iron and Metals, located at 4 Race Street in Washington, 724-222-4260.
Ethan Dietrich with the answer on the 93-yard kickoff return for the touchdown. I thought he might get run down by the kicker there, but he had enough in the tank to get it into the end zone, and now McGuffey has that lead right back by 1, 14-13. Stewart tees it up. Last kick went out of bounds. We have an official timeout. When Mount Pleasant takes a timeout, it looks like a personnel thing. I don't know if they had 11 guys out there.
I think that's what it was, Rusty. I believe they only had 10 guys out there, so the Vikings, do use their first timeout.
Mm-hmm. And their players stay on the field, and Coach Ed Dalton taking advantage of this. There's a timeout. He's going to talk to his players. Why not? You only have so many of these opportunities throughout the game, so it's another chance for him to get some coaching across with 2:03 to go. Yeah, we've had a lot of scoring, and we're still in the first quarter. 2:03 to go, but Mount Pleasant, 2 runs by Labuda. We had the long touchdown pass for McGuffey to McAdoo, and then the kickoff return, and here we are. 4 touchdowns already in the early going. Now we have it teed up again by Stewart at the 40-yard line, right hash mark. Run up here by Stewart. And Duran is going to be caught up at 25. And going to be hit and spun out of bounds, or actually dropped right there around the 30-yard line. And
that was number 26, Casey Schaefer.
Thank you.
The senior tight end who had the grab there. And he was stopped by Tristan McAdoo, one of the guys for the Highlanders. So decent field position for the Vikings this time around. 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. 1:57 left to go here in the first quarter of play.
On each of their drives, they've had at least one really big play to get them down into McGuffey territory. We'll see if McGuffey can keep them in check. They've been getting around the corners, your defensive ends. So far, not been able to stop the run. There's a snap. Labuda up the middle. He's got a hole again, 35-40. He's at the 45, makes another move, spun down all the way out the 47-yard line. 17-yard pickup for Labuda, and he is having his way on the ground so far in this contest.
Yeah, Isaiah Dale, one of the guys able to make the stop for McGuffey, one of the last lines of defense, but that run has been there for the Mount Pleasant offense and Labuda, and that run takes him out across the 45, as you said, to the 47. And about 90 seconds left here in the first quarter of play.
Labuda this time to the right of Chatfield. And in motion, and there's a motion and a flag, too much motion. So we're going to have a 5-yard penalty here, it looks like, against Mount Pleasant, which will back them up to the 42-yard line and make it 1st and 15.
And not too many penalties called against Mount Pleasant here in the first quarter of play. But yeah, you hate to see an illegal motion penalty such as that. But still, plenty of time here for Mount Pleasant to make something happen.
1:04 to go in a first quarter that has seen a lot of action. Chatfield in the huddle with the Vikings. And
They need to hurry up because the play clock's at 1, now 0.
and that should be delay game unless they got a timeout called.
No, I think
There is a flag. Yep, delay game. Okay,
delay
so
game.
back judge had the time. Wow. So that's something you talk about pre-snap penalties. That's something you can't have at all. He wants the saying the play clock was reset too soon or started too soon. I'm thinking he is not happy at all.
So you go from a 1st and 10 now to a 1st and 20.
Yeah, Fazekas is fired up down there. He is not happy with the way that play clock was started, but it's a 25-second clock when they restart it after the penalty. It's already down to 11 seconds right now.
They don't have much time to get this one off as it chirps down to 6, now 5.
Chatfield in the shotgun. Gets it. Fakes the handoff, throws deep. He's got a man wide open, and it's caught down the sidelines to the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Mount Pleasant. That one goes 63 yards in the air, and what a beautiful pass and catch. Tyler Reese wasn't even covered.
No, he was untouched. They sold the play fake, and everybody bid on it, and Reese wide open, and he just waltzes in for a Mount Pleasant touchdown. The Vikings retake the lead with 36 seconds left to go here in the first.
Wow, that one, they talk about big plays. There's been one right after the other, and that one, a 63-yard pass off the 1st and 20 from the 37-yard line. Labuda with the point after attempt. And this one's up, and that one is good. With 36 seconds to go in the first quarter, it is now 20-14 in favor of Mount Pleasant. We'll be right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Area Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Since 1988, Tri-State Designs has provided customers with the highest quality awards for all occasions. Conveniently located on Main Street in Claysville, Tri-State Designs features a full showroom with many examples of the various awards they offer. Trophies, plaques, ribbons, engravings, or maybe you need a custom order. No problem. Stop in or give them a call at 724-663-5346. Tri-State Designs, a trusted award shop and proud supporter of McGuffey Athletics.
All right, it's another big play, this time by the Vikings, and they strike quickly on the 63-yard touchdown pass from Cole Chatfield. A beautiful pass. He had a wide-open Reese down the left sideline, and he was able to take it all the way to the house. So 5 touchdowns now scored in this first quarter. We'll see what Mount Pleasant does in this kickoff, because the last one, Dietrich was able to take it all the way in for the score. See if they try to keep it away from number 22.
There's been a lot of back and forth, and as you said, the first quarter is not even complete yet, but Mount Pleasant set to kick it off, and they know how dangerous the return team is for McGuffey.
Squib kick, and caught at the 33. Now at the 30, making a move, there's Connor Crow out to the 40 and pushes forward. A nice return there out to the 42-yard line. And that one took a nice little room service hop up to him. So McGuffey will have very good field position to start this drive out at their own 40. Looks like they'll put him at the 41. They keep taking those 1 yards off at a time. He was almost out to the 43 that time.
It looked like he was almost out to the 43, but still, it's better than nothing, and it's decent field position that the Highlanders are to start this drive with.
Twin wide receivers to the left side. 30 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Up the middle is the quarterback. He breaks a tackle, 45, and falls forward after he is hit from behind, and he gets out to the 48-yard line. That is a gain of 7, and that may be the last play of the first quarter.
Yeah, what was nice about that play with McCune, he's really good at selling the play fake, and he ends up trying to get the defense to bite in on the dive to Donley, and at the last second he pulls, calls his own number, and he scrambles for about 7 yards up to the 48. And it'll be 2nd and 3 when we come back. First quarter over, Mount Pleasant leading McGuffey 20-14. Back with the second quarter. when we return here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by ARH Sports Shopping, carried on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Alexis Family Dentistry is a full-service general dental practice offering comprehensive dental health care service in a friendly, relaxed atmosphere. Dr. Alexis, a McGuffey graduate, is inspired to make patients her priority by working together for your healthier smile. Her goal is to help you relax and address all your questions and concerns. Your individual treatment plan is crafted to fulfill all your dental health needs and to reach your goals for a beautiful and healthy smile. Call Dr. Alexis today at 724-470-9750 to schedule your appointment. Dr. Alexis, a proud Highlander supporter.
Tell you about Shale Pro Energy Services, the best-in-class natural gas service provider, and they are looking for new employees like you. Shale Pro offers a range of services across the region. They are currently looking for operators, roustabouts, compressor operators to support their clients in the Western PA area. Working for Shale Pro doesn't only give you full-time local work, but they also offer paid vacation time, health insurance, dental vision insurance, company match 401k, and several supplemental insurances. To apply, go to their website or any of their offices. Their website's www.shalepro.com. Here's a pitch to Brookman, and he's going to stretch, and he's very close to the first down. He only needed 3 yards, and it looks like he might have it.
Yeah, it was very close. I don't know if they're going to come in for an official spot. No, they're going to say it's a first down. He had it by just enough.
So McGuffey moves into Viking territory, trailing by 6. So far, the offense has the one score. The other one was the kickoff return. But they'd love to get this ground game going and get some more momentum. McEwen fakes it, rolls left. He's got some space. Then he throws it. He's got a man. It's He had Brookman around the 40-yard line, threw it a little too high, and then the ball was tipped, and that makes you nervous because that could be anyone's ball.
Now hold on, Rusty. There's some laundry down on the field around the 47-yard line. This one might be coming back on McGuffey with a holding penalty.
Holding on McGuffey, and the flag is from the spot of the foul. So they are going to mark it back to the 40-yard line. So 11 yards on the penalty, and that will bring up first down and 21.
Yeah, that definitely hurts the hold as they start to get momentum going. Keep in mind, first down marker is at the Mount Pleasant 39-yard line. And the play clock still running, and it's now at 10, so the Highlanders need to hurry up and try to get this play off.
McEwen understand there was 6 on the play clock. Man in motion's Brookman. They look to him on the screen. He's got it. Can he get by a man? He does first one and the second, but then gets brought down by the third and fourth out near the 43-yard line. That is a pickup of 3 on the screen pass, and that will bring up second and long.
Yeah, he really wasn't able to get much momentum going as he was actually kind of moving backwards as the pass was thrown, and he tried to hurry up and scramble for a couple, and he gets up to the 43-yard line. So still a lot of room to go where they can get that first down marker.
Second and long. They pitch to Dietrich up the middle, and he's going to follow some blockers across the 45 out near the 46-yard line. And it'll bring up third down and 15 to go here. So McGuffey had some promise, but that penalty right now is really hurting them, as they have to get all the way down to the 39-yard line of Mount Pleasant. Love to get at least enough yardage here on this play to maybe try on fourth down at least. See what they pull out of the bag of tricks. Travis White goes to the left side, McAdoo down to the right side. And they're going to put Brookman out in the slot to the right, or that's Dietrich actually. Back to pass, looking that way. McEwen, he fakes. Now he's going to try to roll left. He pump fakes and tries to get around the corner and does. 35-40. First down, 35-yard line. Phillip McEwen with the legs moves the chains.
We need to go back and see the replay on that run with McEwen, because McEwen was under a lot of pressure there as he took that snap and he started to roll back. He saw he might have had a receiver open downfield, and then he saw the defender coming up and in. He just does a little two-step to the side, and then he's able to turn on the jets, and he's able to pick up the first down.
19 yards on the carry. First and 10 at the 35-yard line. McEwen gets it. Pitches up the middle. Here's Brookman. Right side. He's got a hole. 30, 25. Race to the corner. Can he get there? 10, 5. Touchdown, Kyle Brookman. 35 yards out, and McGuffey ties it up at 20.
And the McGuffey offense alive and well with the run game, Rusty. And Kyle Brookman says, thank you very much after that touchdown. And we're tied up here with 9:39 to go here in the half. And here comes the extra team, or the special teams group onto the field for the point after attempt.
That'll be Stewart's attempt here. McEwen is the holder. Snap is down. Kick is up. And that kick is good with 9:39 to go in the half. McGuffey retakes the lead 21-20. Right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Area Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Hi, this is Rusty Pettit with Cruise Planners. We're a full-service travel agency and an American Express travel representative. Whether you're planning a cruise, a vacation to an all-inclusive resort, a destination wedding, a honeymoon, or taking the kids to Disney World, we're here to help you and your family plan your dream vacation. Visit our website, www.rocktheboatcruiseandtravel.com. Call me, Rusty Pettit, at 412-770-6511 or Nancy Fox at 724-255-6329, and let's start planning.
Welcome back to Viking Stadium. You talk about back and forth. 21-20 now, and it's been one big play after another. That last one on the legs of Kyle Brookman, 35-yard scamper, and set up by a nice run by his quarterback, Philip McEwen. So they'll be kicking off here.
And as you saw it on the replay, Rusty, it was just a simple trap to the right, and trap to the left with a dive right, and the hole opened up beautifully for Brookman.
Big question is, Zach, can the McGuffey defense finally stop this Viking offense? So far, the answer is no. Here is the kickoff by Stewart. And this one, end over end, drops inside the 25 and just kind of dies there. Now picked up. It's Labuda trying to get around this corner here to the near side. 35, and he's tripped up out of bounds near the 39-yard line. And that is Romastan who was able to get him down on the turf. So with 9:30 to go, another good field position set up for the Vikings at their own 39.
You'd have to say the average start point for Mount Pleasant's offense has been probably at least the 32. You average out all their...
Oh, I'd say maybe the 40 or beyond.
Maybe the 40?
Yeah.
I was trying to be generous with a bit of a low spot, but still, the 39 is not too bad to start this drive.
Chatfield all alone in the backfield. Man in motion now, and he gives it to him on the right side, and he tries to get around that right corner. This time is a couple yards, maybe 3 out to the 42-yard line. That was Jackson Hutter, who was coming around from the wide receiver position. 3-yard gain sets up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, kudos to Dietrich and Brookman on the stop for McGuffey on that last play.
All right, so they will come out this time. Labuda is in the sidecar position to the left of Chatfield. 3 wide, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. 2nd down and 7. Here's the low snap. Gives it to Labuda. He's got a hole on the right side, but he's caught from behind as he gets across the 45, but stretches all the way out to the 48. And he's tall, so once he falls forward, he gets another couple yards. That brings up 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, Labuda, the senior, listed at 6'3", 180. And obviously someone standing that tall, it's going to be hard to bring down such a big frame.
So, big play for the McGuffey defense here. 3rd down and 1. Mount Pleasant hasn't been in a lot of 3rd down situations. Man in motion. And it's going to be handed off to Labuda. He gets hit, but he gets across midfield for the 1st down. Down to the 48-yard line of McGuffey. 2nd effort will move the chains.
Yeah, Labuda had an extra blocker, if you will. They take the one running back who's lined up essentially over the tight end on the tight side, and they motion him over to the split side just to the right of the guard, and then whenever they go hut, you have essentially 2 blockers going through the line, and that definitely helped Labuda get that 1st down.
He's back there again by his quarterback. 1st and 10 inside McGuffey territory again for the Vikings. He gets the snap, fakes the handoff, now throws deep again. He's got Reese down there again. He catches it again inside the 15-yard line. Goes out of bounds. See where they spot him. But once again, Reese with the beautiful pass from his quarterback sets up the Vikings down at the McGuffey 15, 1st and 10.
Yeah, Nate Romastan was back deep for McGuffey, but he gets sucked in on the beginning half of the play. And by the time he was able to catch up to the wide receiver, it was too late. So a huge gain for the Vikings.
First down and 10 after the big pass play. What was that?
Wrong button.
2 receivers to the right side, pistol formation. Chatfield gets it, hands off to Labuda, and he gets hit. No, they throw a pass. Sorry, it was a fake, and it's going to be caught inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. That is a pickup of 6 on the play, bring up 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, I believe that was Lane Golkowski, the senior running back.
Dietrich on the tackle there, but 2nd down and 4 after the 6-yard gain on first down. 6.5 minutes to go in the half. Chatfield again, this time in the shotgun. Labuda stands to his left. And they're going to give it to him. He's going to try the right, up the middle. 5, got the first down, stretches forward down near the 2, maybe the 3-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for Mount Pleasant, and they are knocking on the door, ready, poised to take the lead back from the Highlanders once more.
Yeah, Labuda really fought hard to try to get into the end zone that last run, but he gets tackled up by the entire McGuffey defense about the 3-yard line. You'd have to imagine his legs must be getting a little bit physiqued after all the running he's been doing here in the first half.
Yeah, although gaining 200 yards last week, too. He's obviously got some stamina.
Oh, absolutely.
And he is behind his quarterback again this time. Under center is Chatfield. Man in motion, Hutton. And they give it to Labuda. He is hit in the backfield. This time he is dropped for a loss, and that is the first time that has happened today for Labuda.
Yeah, first time getting either no yards. You go back to the replay here, and you just see the entire A and B gap get shut down by the McGuffey defensive line. Logan Smith on the stop for the Highlanders.
And after the loss of 1, it's 1st and goal from the 4. Back to the shotgun here. Labuda to the right of Chatfield. There's a snap. Labuda left side, cuts up the middle, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown. Some nifty running there through the hole by Labuda. He gets his 3rd touchdown of the day, and it puts Mount Pleasant back on top, this time 26-21.
Yeah, just a simple off-tackle run that time. The hole opened up for him, and he only had 4 short yards to go. But you have to give Labuda a lot of credit here in the first half of this contest. I mean, he's definitely been making this McGuffey defense work hard.
Snap is down. The kick by Labuda is up. Plenty of leg. That kick is good with 5:06 to go. It is Mount Pleasant 27, McGuffey 21. We'll be right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by ARH Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Hunters, it's almost that time of year again. And when gearing up for your next hunt, visit ARH Sports Shop. ARH Sports Shop has proudly served the tri-state area as your local sportsman store for over 25 years. Locally owned and operated, they specialize in new and gently used shotguns, handguns, and rifles. Instead of waiting in long lines at major big box stores, purchase your hunting license from ARH with fast, friendly service. For more information, visit their website at arhsportshop.com or visit them at 4174 Route 40 in Claysville across from Sunset Beach. Open Monday through Friday 10 to 5 and Saturdays noon to 4. ARH Sports Shop, a proud supporter of McGuffey Athletics.
Back here at Viking Stadium, and the Mount Pleasant Vikings take the lead again. We've had so many lead changes here in the first half. This time it's 27-21 over the Highlanders, and that was the 3rd touchdown run there by the tailback Robbie Labuda, that time from 4 yards out, his shortest of his 3 touchdown runs. We have, is this Martin out there to kick off? It is. So he is back out there doing the kickoff duties. We've already had 1 kickoff return by McGuffey for a touchdown. This one end over end. And it's Dietrich again. No, that is Brookman at the 15, the 20, and 25. And he's going to be tripped up there, maybe the 26-yard line. That'll be starting field position there after Brookman's return, and we've got 4:58 to go on the clock. McGuffey has no timeouts in this first half. They used them all in the first quarter.
Look for them to kind of go into hurry up here, Rusty. Pretend every play is like a 2-minute drill and try to establish some type of drive to get downfield. The only good thing about this is they get the ball back to start the second half, which has kind of been their theme so far this season.
They'll come out with a wide out to each side. McAdoo's here on the near side, close to us. McEwen sends a man in motion. That's Dietrich. Instead, they go up the middle with Donnelly. He's pushing forward, and he gets all the way out across the 30, near the 34-yard line. That is an 8-yard pickup by the fullback on first down. A nice game.
Yeah, and they tried to sell the sweep, the toss sweep afterwards, but everyone was kind of honed in on Donnelly on that last play. And again, he keeps the legs moving. 2 yards to go before he can get another first down, 2nd and 2 from their own 34.
McEwen comes up to the line, gets a snap. And this time again, Donnelly might have got a yard out to the 35, but that is it. It'll bring up 3rd down and short.
It's almost as if the Mount Pleasant defense was anticipating the fullback dive by Donnelly that play. They were able to shut down the middle to a T. And yeah, a generous spot of 1. That's a 3rd and short 1. And the Highlanders in need of a first down on this drive.
Once again, wide receiver split to each side. McEwen under center here on this 3rd down and 1. And in motion, give it to him. It's Brookman. He's trying to get the corner, and he gets tackled. A nice open field tackle is going to stop Brookman short of the first down. He might even lost a yard back to the 34, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 2.
I don't know what happened. It looked like he had the hole to the right side there, and it almost looked as if Dietrich slipped off of his blocker and allowed Brookman to get stuffed. Yeah. So now it's a 4th and 2 for McGuffey, and it looks like they're going to bring the punt team on.
They are. They did a fake last week. I don't know if they'd try one here again, especially since that would have been on the film that Mount Pleasant was watching. There's a snap by Crow. Rugby-style punt. It's going to come this way towards us, and takes a hop, a McGuffey hop, and wisely getting away from it there is Reese as it dies near the 32-yard line. With 2:59 to go on the clock, that'll be where the Vikings take over 1st down and 10. They have 2 timeouts remaining.
And it wouldn't be surprised if they pull another big play out of their hat and try to go up 2 scores on McGuffey here going into the half. And this ping pong of a game that we've been in here, 27-21 if you're just joining us here on the McGuffey Sports Network. Mount Pleasant with the lead over the Highlanders. It's been pretty exciting, though, to see both of these teams going back and forth. A little bit more of a challenge for McGuffey, and I would also say, Rusty.
And low snap. It's on the ground. Chatfield gets away, though. Comes to the near side. He is pushed out of bounds there by Logan Smith. He's going to lose yardage back near the 27-yard line. That's a loss of 5 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 15. That was just a low snap that got by him.
And sometimes that happens with the center. I mean, every snap's not always going to be perfect whenever you're running a pistol or a shotgun formation like that. That could have been very costly for Mount Pleasant. I mean, to an extent it was, but I think they'll take the loss of 5 over a fumble.
Clock stopped at 2:53 to go. We have 3 wide receivers to the right side. Chatfield all on the backfield. Now man in motion. They go to the right side. He rolls, throws deep. He's got a man. He just overthrew him. He had a man wide open on the right side and just sailed it into the McGuffey bench, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 15.
See, Chatfield did an outstanding job of trying to sell the fake because you saw about 3/4 of the defense kind of go with the fake run, and they all kind of went to the right side there. And you saw Chatfield kind of roll out to the left, and yeah, he just overthrew a wide open receiver, and that could have been costly for the McGuffey defense.
All right, so 3rd and 15. Chatfield in the shotgun again. He gets it. He drops on the ground, and it might have been recovered by Connor Crow, and it does look like McGuffey has it.
And It is. What a turn of events, and we just said that about the bad snap a little bit ago. Almost 2 back-to-back bad snaps, and that's going to cost Mount Pleasant big.
Wow. We're just, that was by far the longest 3rd down position Mount Pleasant's had, but then you double down with that bad snap, the second one of the series, and McGuffey is set up inside the red zone at the 19-yard line, 1st down and 10. Travis White to the left side. McAdoo's in tight on that same side of the field. And the motion's Dietrich. Rolling left, is McEwen. He's got some space. Now he throws. He's got a man. He overthrows him. Wow. And that almost got intercepted. He tried to hit Brookman, and he threw it over him. The problem was the defender behind Brookman was almost able to make a play on that ball. So instead, it's incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
And the defensive front of Mount Pleasant really put a lot of pressure on McEwen with 2 rush ends and 3 linebackers. If he were able to kind of come on through the A and the B gap there, forcing him to roll left on that last play. And I think just being under the amount of pressure, he didn't realize how much force he put behind throwing the ball.
2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. This time they pitch inside reverse. Dietrich, and he gets by 1 man, but then gets hit inside the 20 down near the 17-yard line. That is a gain of 2, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and about 8 to go.
No, the inside reverse really hasn't fooled this Mount Pleasant defense. Their linebackers and 2 of the rush ends have actually stayed home, reading their offensive keys based on whatever formation McGuffey has come out into. But they've done a good job of so far shutting down the run on the inside.
Travis White brings the play in. Only 12 seconds on the play clock. McGuffey's got to hurry. Got to go, guys.
It's set.
Down to 3. They get the snap off. And they give it to Brookman, and he is going to lose his footing and lose about a yard. It is going to bring up 4th down and 9 now after he just kind of lost his footing on that turf. And that was all started because they didn't get the play in soon enough, and they had to rush to the line of scrimmage, and that kind of put everything into a chaos.
It's hard whenever you're indecisive trying to figure out what play to run and then to hurry up to try to figure out what to do. But it looks like they're going to bring on the field goal team for
this is a 36-yard attempt.
And it's going to be Dietrich, the kicker.
Snap is down. Dietrich's kick is long enough. And the kick is no good. Wide to the left. Ethan Dietrich misses the 36-yard field goal attempt. So the score remains 27-21. McGuffey can't capitalize off of the good field position on the turnover. And with 1:09 to play, the Vikings will take over.
And that's a shame. They had all that momentum going for them to be stalled. But as you said, Mount Pleasant now 1st and 10, their own 20-yard line.
Once again, at halftime, we will have the week number 2 halftime show brought to you by the Triple Live High School Sports Network and Mr. Don Rebel. Hand that over to them at halftime. But right now, it's Mount Pleasant 1st and 10 at their own 20. Man in motion. They give it to him on the jet sweep. He's got some space on the right side. 25-30 out of bounds. 1st down. And that was number 2 on the play, Lane Golkowski. 2nd time he's had success on that jet sweep tonight. This time moves the chains, and with 1:09 to go, the clock is stopped because he went out of bounds. See if they go back to the shotgun. 2 of these shotgun snaps were low and on the turf last series. They are back in the shotgun with Chatfield here. And it's a higher snap, and look to the wide receiver screen and said he's going to be brought down. That should be grounding. There was a wide receiver about 10 yards down the field in number 2, Golkowski, but he threw that to avoid the sack, but I don't think they're going to call it because it was close enough to a wide out.
I mean, it looked to be close to a wide out, but if we go back on the replay here, you see he rolls back under pressure. There's no one open in the flat. The closest wide receiver is standing right at about
many times that gets called grounding.
You know, the 30 and the 35, but I mean, it's questionable there.
And it stops the clock with 55 seconds to go. 2nd down and 10. Now Mount Pleasant calls a timeout. They're 2nd. So we'll be right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by ARH Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Highlander fans, let's face it, nobody enjoys when their vehicle needs service work. So let the trusted professionals at Route 40 Auto ease your worries. It's quality service and diagnostics with a hometown feel, offering brakes, exhaust, tune-ups, engine repair, transmission repair, suspension repair, and regular maintenance for your vehicle. Maybe it's as simple as an oil change or as pesky as a state and emission test. Call Route 40 Auto at 724-484-7963 or stop in at 150 Route 40 West in West Alexander.
All right, welcome back here to Viking Stadium. 54.9 to go officially on the scoreboard clock. 27-21 is your score. Mount Pleasant over McGuffey right now at the end of the first half, and Mount Pleasant has the ball 2nd down and 10 at their own 31-yard line. That was their second timeout. They have 1 remaining. McGuffey has none remaining. Both teams have had missed field goals. Both teams have had a lot of big plays. They've had a lot of action in this first half. All right, under center this time is Chatfield. Labuda behind him in the halfback position. And in motion again, they give it to him on the jet sweep. Trying this side, getting a block, and he gets out there again and knocked out of bounds at around the 48-yard line. They'll give him the 49 is Golkowski. And that is the second time on this drive alone he's had nice yardage on the jet sweep.
Yeah, and it just seems a couple guys are getting sucked in on that McGuffey defense, which is allowing that jet sweep to open up perfectly to the left side that time. But he gets out of bounds. It's enough to stop the clock at 46 seconds. And Mount Pleasant does have 1 timeout left.
Pistol formation here for Chatfield. And he's got it, hands off Labuda, and up the middle, big hole, 45, 40, makes a move, 35, and brought down from behind inside the 30-yard line at the 26-yard line, a big run, another one by Robbie Labuda, and this sets up Mount Pleasant deep inside McGuffey territory, and they're going to hurry up so they can spike this and kill the clock. Maybe they'll try to get a playoff, 32 seconds to go. And it's a low snap, it's on the ground again, this time falling on it is the quarterback, and he retains possession, but Mount Pleasant's going to have to stop the clock with a timeout. Their final one of the half at 23 seconds to go, and the ball is back at the 32-yard line. That's a loss of 6.
Yeah, probably not what they wanted to have happen, but 3 separate occasions now we've seen that low snap, and it ominously almost could have bit Mount Pleasant in the rear like it did whenever they were down here at the far end of the field at about the 20. And it has to be just a mental thing.
Well, yeah, in the center, you think it's going to be in the one. We saw already kind of an overcompensate earlier in the drive when he snapped the ball almost over Chatfield's head. So, that's tough. I mean, it's a rhythm that you can get into, but it's also a rhythm when you get out of it, and that's sometimes harder to regain, especially when you're talking in the middle of a game.
I mean, you want to talk about the 3 little bears, too hot, too cold. You know, it has to be just right as you get that ball back in a deep set like that.
All right, so 2nd and 16 to go from their own 32-yard line. This time in the shotgun again, Labuda is to his left. And he gets the snap, looking right, throwing right. He's got a man open, but it's over his head. That'll fall incomplete. Clock stopped. It's just over 19 to go. 3rd down and 16 to go for Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, the out route not there, and unfortunately the quarterback that time just couldn't lead his wide receiver, and you have to imagine that Chatfield has to be a little bit rattled up himself with the low snaps and now a bad pass. And I kind of feel that throws off the entire rhythm of the offense whenever something like that happens, because then you end up getting a little bit sloppy here and there.
3rd and 16. Shotgun again for Chatfield. Labuda this time to his right. Snap, and he's looking to the right, throws over the middle. It's picked up in the air, intercepted. It's McEwen. He's got it at the 25, gets a block. He's outside of the 30, brought down at the 33-yard line with 9 seconds to go. The second turnover of the day forced by this McGuffey defense, and it comes at a big time to keep Mount Pleasant from getting on the board at the end of the first half.
And you want to talk about just going bad to worse. McEwen in the right place at the wrong time with the tip ball. You come back here on the replay, Chatfield kind of surveying the scene, thrown over the middle, and I couldn't tell if it went off the fingertips of Dietrich or what. But you slow things down here, Rusty. It was a rocket pass, and no, it was just tipped by McEwen, who gets his own rebound.
Here we go, up the middle. It's just going to be the fullback dive, and that'll be the last play of the half, I would imagine. As time winds down, it was a pickup of 5 by Donnelly, but that'll do it for the first half. And what a first half it was. The score at halftime is Mount Pleasant 27, McGuffey 21. We'll be right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Area Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Looking for beautiful yet gently used items for your home, apartment, or office? Then visit The Back Lot, located at 840 Ray Street in Washington. The Back Lot, formerly known as Badillions, has proudly served the Washington County area for over 50 years. They offer a wide variety selection of furniture, appliances, home furnishings, college dorm supplies, antiques, and sporting goods. With their ever-changing selection of amazing finds and great savings, any item purchased can be brought home the same day, saving you more than you ever could imagine. Like them on Facebook or call them at 724-705-7662. The Back Lot. No thrills, just deals. Something for everyone.
Jim Murray's Auto Service, located at 122 East Railroad Street in Washington, offers full auto repair, state inspection, emissions, brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, whatever ails your car or truck. Jim and his qualified team of mechanics can diagnose your vehicle issues and get you back on the road in no time. At Jim Murray's, you're not a service number. Jim takes the time to discuss your auto repair one-on-one before the work is started. Give Jim a call, 724-222-1350. Jim Murray's, professional service with personal small-town treatment.
Welcome back here, halftime at Viking Stadium, and the score at the half is 27-21 in favor of Mount Pleasant over your McGuffey Highlanders. Here's how we got there. Mount Pleasant would miss a field goal in their opening drive, but then they would get good field position again after McGuffey went 3 and out. They would take it down the field once more. This time Robbie Labuda, the 13-yard touchdown run, but the extra point was blocked, so they had a 6-0 lead. McGuffey would answer with a big play, a pass to Tristan McAdoo that went 50 yards on the wide receiver screen. The extra point gave McGuffey the lead 7-6, but Mount Pleasant would answer right back, taking it right down the field. This time a 7-yard run by Labuda. The extra point made it 13-7, and McGuffey instantly answered that by returning the ensuing kickoff 93 yards. Ethan Dietrich took it in and gave McGuffey back the lead 14-13. But the first quarter scoring wasn't done yet. A 63-yard touchdown pass from Chatfield to Reese, and that extra point made it 20-14. Into the second quarter, McGuffey would get another touchdown, this time a big run, 35-yard run by Kyle Brookman to get the lead back 21-20. And finally, Mount Pleasant would have a 4-yard run, the third touchdown on the evening so far by Robbie Labuda, and that gave them the 27-21 lead with the extra point. And that's where we are currently at the half. There were some extra fireworks too. McGuffey missed another field goal at the end, some more turnovers, but man, right now the story is the Mount Pleasant offense and how they've been able to have success on the ground with Labuda and also through the air, mainly to Reese from Chatfield. And McGuffey needs to find an answer to that. They've been able to stay in this so far with some big plays, but they're going to have to find an answer to that on the defensive side of the ball if they want to stay in the second half.
And they've been struggling, but I mean, it's just been a couple plays making and breaking them throughout this entire half of football. And I mean, the Mount Pleasant defense has really challenged McGuffey's offense. I mean, they've been able to strike on occasion. I mean, obviously the score says it all as we've been going back and forth here. But it's just been a couple big plays, and hopefully they can make, they being McGuffey, can make a couple adjustments at the half and figure out how to shut down the wide receiver threat and the threat at running back to hopefully come out victorious here tonight.
And we will hand things over to Mr. Don Rebel and the week number 2 halftime show of the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Once we return, we'll get you set for the second half kickoff here between Mount Pleasant and McGuffey. But once again, you've been listening to the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by AR8 Sports Shop and carried on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. We'll see you for the second half kickoff after this.
Welcome to the Week 2 edition of the halftime show here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Hope you're enjoying the game that you are checking out on Trib HSSN. It was a lot of fun last week. Usually until you get into conference games, it's sort of, the excitement of a new season, et cetera, but you get your fair share of blowouts and it brings you sort of crashing back to earth. Yeah. A lot of great games in Week 1. Hopefully the case going on here tonight in Week 2. And then by next week, most of the teams, not all of them, but most of the teams will be playing conference games. Those are the matchups that have a little more spark because they are the ones that will ultimately decide who makes it to the WPIAL playoffs and the march to the North Shore here on Trib HSSN. Well, we're going to continue our early season traditions. Chris Harlan, kind enough to join us. He did a great job setting the stage last week for some of the district teams to watch here in 2022. And even though this is Week 3 or for some Week 2, it's still early enough that we, want to learn more about some of the players to watch around the district. I think some of them have become pretty evident through the week 1 of high school football, but there are some others that, I think we'll be talking a lot more about as the season goes on. It's a long list, Chris, and somehow, some way you have been able to sort of edit it.
Yeah, it's not easy to take all the guys in the WPL and try to boil it down to a short list for a halftime show, but I'll do my best. Let's start with the quarterbacks, because 2 of last year's leading passers are off to really good starts this year. Brad Birch at Gateway, he looks poised to have a really big junior year. Already has more than 400 yards in his first 2 games. People might remember he led Jeanette to a WPL title as a freshman, now trying to do the same thing at Gateway. Gators are off to a 2-0 start. Right there with him is Caden Olson, quarterback at Armstrong. He's committed to Penn. Like Birch, passed for more than 2,500 yards last season. This year he's already top 400 and has the Riverhawks hoping to contend in 4A. A couple other quarterbacks off to terrific starts this year. Peters Township, Chris Cibroni. Folks at Peters Township knew him as a wrestler who reached the WPL championships as a sophomore. But like a good wrestler, he really grabbed onto the job this year and just wouldn't let go. He's thrown for more than 500 yards in 2 games, had a 300-yard game last week against Seneca Valley. Tremendous start for him, but he's not the leading passer in the WPIL. That title right now belongs to Nehemiah Azim of Our Lady of the Sacred Heart. Already close to 700 yards after just 2 games, 400-yard game in week 0. That's a record-setting pace if he can keep that up. Some other names. Here's a name I think people are going to be hearing a lot this fall. Bell Vernon running back Quentin Martin. Penn State coach James Franklin flew in on a helicopter last week to see him play. He scored 3 touchdowns against Laurel Highlands. He's the biggest name among uncommitted recruits in the state right now, top recruit in the junior class. In that same game, Franklin got to see Laurel Highlands' Rodney Gallagher, a senior wide receiver committed to West Virginia. His reputation is all about his versatility. He showed it again last week. Week 1, he caught 4 touchdown passes. Week 2, they needed him under center, so he moved back to quarterback. But again, Rodney Gallagher is one of those guys you're going to see him, his name in the box score a lot this fall. Some other must-see guys who are worth going out to see this year. McKeesport senior running back Bobby Boyd. He's one of the top playmakers in WPIL. His playmaking ability makes them a real contender in 4A again this year.
Fun to watch.
He is fun to watch. We're not just about the big schools. How about a small school star in Leechburg senior Braylon Lovelace? He's committed to Pitt to play linebacker, but he's also one of the top running backs in the WPL and makes Leechburg a tough matchup any night. Another running back, a name the people recognize the last name, Brett Fitzsimmons. He's the younger brother of Sean Fitzsimmons, who's a lineman at Pitt. But he's the running back. He had 2 brothers that played the line. The younger brother's a running back and having a really good start to his career here as a senior, really good start to his year at Central Valley, already more than 300 yards, had a 200-yard game last week against Avonworth. A guy I saw last week, Cruz Brookins of Steel Valley. I went out and saw him in person against Stowe Rocks, scored 4 times. He's a Kent State commit to play defense, but, man, he's a really good running quarterback for Steel Valley. Steel Valley graduated one of the top running backs in the WPL, but they're back this year, and with him at quarterback, they've still got an elite running game. Can't forget about the linemen. Where would we be without them? There's a handful of them already. The seniors committed to Division I schools. Penn Trafford center Joe Enoch, Mount Lebanon tackle Kate Capristo, Steel Valley's Greg Smith. Those guys all headline a really good senior class of offensive linemen this year. On the defensive side, keep your eyes on Central Valley's Javen Thompson. Senior safety. A year ago, he had 11 interceptions for a Central Valley team that won its 2nd straight state title. He's back. In that same Parkway Conference, another defensive star, Aliquippa linebacker Cameron Lindsay. The junior's a major college recruit, played a big role a year ago when the Quips won WPL and state titles. With those guys, I'm really looking forward to that Aliquippa Central Valley game week 9. There's going to be so many guys on the field that I could name in this list who are going to be playing in that game. On the defensive side, a couple other names to watch. How about Central Catholic's Anthony Specca, probably the top linebacker in the WPL this year. Another guy, Chartiers Valley Lamont Payne, already committed to Penn State, but he's a guy who makes an impact on both sides of the ball, but definitely a really good cornerback, probably the best cornerback in the WPL this year. Another name that we've talked about a few times already this year, Conlon Green of Penn Trafford. He's a Temple recruit. His work on the defensive line was huge a year ago when Penn Trafford won WPL and state titles. This year he's got a new role playing quarterback for Penn Trafford. Already some big games, already 300 yards among one of his nights. And how about one more name we'll add to the list here? Last one, Harry Radcliffe. He's a kicker for Laurel Highlands, and he kicked a 53-yard field goal in week 1. 53 yards. That's only 2 yards short of the WPL record, which Josh Miller of East Allegheny kicked a 55-yarder back in 2002. There are a few kickers out there this year with really strong legs. I'm curious to see if any of them can take a run at that 20-year record this year.
And he did it without a T. I think that sort of adds to the lore of the impressive kick 2 weeks ago. Great job. You wind him up and you let him go, and boom, there he goes. Chris Harlan, great job. Players to watch. Now, next week, Chris and I will do a little digging for our topic. That's all we're going to tell you about that. You'll have to stay tuned for our Week 3 edition of the Halftime Show. A couple of names that Chris mentioned. Conlon Green of Penn Trafford, Chris Brookins of Steel Valley, our Week 0, our Week 1 Trib HSSN Player of the Week. Who will be the Player of the Week for this week? Stay tuned. Find out. Check out the second half, and then check out HSSN over the weekend and into next week for all of that. For our producer, Chris Lackner, and Chris Harlan, I'm Don Rebel. Hope you enjoy the second half of the game you are checking out right here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Hi, everyone. Zach Waters from the McGuffey Sports Network. Whenever your home or business decides to give you a headache, turn to the experts you can trust at McKean Plumbing and Heating, located at 468 West Chestnut Street in Washington, and is your source for plumbing, heating, electrical, and air conditioning. Whether it's a job for the do-it-yourselfer, a routine service call, or an installation, let the experienced staff assist with your needs. Call them at 724-225-6260 or stop in and visit them Monday through Fridays 8 to 6 and Saturdays 8 to 4. Plumbing, heating, electrical, or air conditioning, answer McKean. PA 9085.
Cold weather wreaks havoc on your vehicles. Dead batteries, flat tires, or simply locked out? Call McAdoo's Towing and Crane Services. McAdoo's offers roadside services, including fuel delivery, lockout assistance, jump starts, and tire changes, including 24-hour towing, recovery, hauling services for vehicles and loads of all sizes. Need crane service? No problem. McAdoo's is capable of 24-hour crane service and assistance with a fleet of 8 cranes. A family-owned and operated company since 1965. Why call just anyone when you can call a family you can trust? 724-484-7300. McAdoo's Towing and Crane Services. Their business is picking up.
Hunters, it's almost that time of year again. And when gearing up for your next hunt, visit ARH Sports Shop. ARH Sports Shop has proudly served the tri-state area as your local sportsman store for over 25 years. Locally owned and operated, they specialize in new and gently used shotguns, handguns, and rifles. Instead of waiting in long lines at major big box stores, purchase your hunting license from ARH with fast, friendly service. For more information, visit their website at arhsportshop.com or visit them at 4174 Route 40 in Claysville across from Sunset Beach. Open Monday through Friday 10 to 5 and Saturdays noon to 4. ARH Sports Shop, a proud supporter of McGuffey Athletics.
Highlanders Nation, looking for that perfect piece of clothing to showcase your McGuffey spirit? Look no further than Fanatic Impressions at 166 South Main Street in Washington. Fanatic Impressions offers a wide variety of sporting goods, athletic apparel, and school spirit gear. Have an event coming up? Fanatic Impressions offers custom bulk screen printing and promotional product printing to help make your team, event, wedding, or business all the more personal. Open Monday through Saturday. Fanatic Impressions at 166 South Main Street in Washington.
And welcome back to the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by ARH Sports Shop, carried on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. It's halftime here at Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant Vikings leading McGuffey Highlanders 27-21. And it's time to look around the league at some other scoring action. And we'll try to get you all caught up here. Some of the scores we have: Fort Cherry leading Beth Center 21-8 at the half. Southside Beaver leads Burgettstown 26-14 at the half. It's Jeanette 14, Jefferson Morgan 12. They're in the second quarter. West Allegheny shutting out Ringgold 42-0. Peters Township Indians leading the Trinity Hillers 17-7 at the half. And the Ken McMillan Big Macs have the lead over Seneca Valley, 21-14. We have a late second quarter score. Sarah Catholic and Washington are also tied at 14. The McGuffey Highlanders facing the Washington Little Prexies to conclude the season. That game will be taking place on October 28th. See if we have any other scores. I don't know, Rusty. Have you been able to find any other scores from around the league there? Because I really can't find anything else local, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know if did you give the Chartiers Houston score? That was one that was 7-6 Chartiers Houston over Carmichael. We can check in on that again. Our buddies at Green Sports have that, so I'll take a peek at the video. They were just getting ready to kick off second half, which also reminded me that was like 5 minutes ago. That's how much time that first half took here. There was so much scoring.
Oh, it slowed the clock up, of course.
Yeah. So I'm going to be able to get that because it is a video feed, so I'm not sure how fast our connection is, and I don't want to tie up all the bandwidth with it. But what we could do.
Oh, well, here's the latest I have. Chartiers Houston leads Carmichael's 13-6 early in the third quarter. So
they got another touchdown. All right.
I don't know who else we have here.
Kind of get you set up a little. So we got 3 minutes left here, and that's not counting what we've got for the warm-ups too.
It's essentially like 7 or 8 minutes.
Yeah. With this being the last non-conference game here at the beginning part of the season, we'll give you kind of a setup of the McGuffey conference schedule coming up. The next 5 contests are all against conference foes. They'll be at home next week against Brentwood. They'll head on the road to take on Waynesburg on the 23rd. Back at home to take on Stowe Rocks on September 30th. First Friday in October on the 7th, they'll go down I-70 to Charleroi. And then they'll be back at home against Keystone Oaks on October 14th. Then there's a non-conference matchup against South Park on October 21st. And then you mentioned the matchup with the rivalry the rival Washington Prexies on the 28th of October. That is at Wash High again. Seems like we're there almost every year.
We live there, I feel.
We were at home the one pandemic game. That was the opening game of the season.
Yes, it was.
And McGuffey won a very low scoring contest. Last year was back and forth, and Wash High got him at the end, which seems to be the case whenever we play at Wash High Stadium.
Always.
But back there again. This year, it's not because of alternating schedule. It's mostly because of the realignment is how that happened again. But that is where we're at. It's the Century Conference. And right now, nobody's played any conference games. So everybody's 0-0 in the conference. To kind of set up how everybody's done out of conference so far, Keystone Oaks, McGuffey, and Wash High all started the season 2-0. Brentwood has 1 win and 1 loss, and then the other three conference members have only played. And this isn't exactly accurate because Waynesburg has played 2 games, I know, because they've lost both of them. They got Charleroi at 0-1, Stowe Rocks 0-1, which may be the case. Waynesburg is definitely 0-2. They lost to Carmichael's in the opening week and then lost to Jeff Morgan last week in a tight one. Not a real strong year for my alma mater. They are looking rough. Jefferson is definitely in their own rebuilding state, and they're a single A school. And Waynesburg, the bigger school, they're missing a starting quarterback right now, so that's not helping them. But they've got so many holes on that team. It's just, I don't know. My parents, they were on the road. They go. My nephew plays in the band down there, so they were going to watch them. But they were up at California today, playing another single A school. So, but they had no high hopes. Even though I don't know how good Cal is this year, they said, yeah, we might be done after Lucas plays at halftime. So we'll see. I mean, I'm curious to see how that one went. I don't know if you got a score between the Cal Waynesburg.
We could try to find a score between the Cal and Waynesburg game, but yeah, I mean that makes it tough whenever these teams enter what's called the rebuilding year, where you have a lot of underclassmen
they've been rebuilding
coming
for like a decade.
I wasn't the one to say it. You took the words right out of my mouth. However, I mean it's tough to watch teams of underclassmen try to come up and build and build and build, and it has to be discouraging for the athletes themselves because you take a game like tonight. Okay, it's 27-21, but let's say Mount Pleasant's playing Waynesburg and let's say it's 41-6. I mean, how does that make you feel as an athlete? It's discouraging knowing that
it is
week in and week out.
They've had some hardship too. They had a tragic loss of their
Yes.
head coach a few years ago, Chad Koss. One of the guys I actually went to school with back in the day, and he passed away a couple years ago. So that definitely gave them an emotional hit a few years ago. But it's been a long time since they've had success in the football field. They had a lot of success in other fields, notably wrestling, but. And nonetheless, the reason we're talking about it's a conference opponent that's coming up, and I don't know, other than Wash High, we know they're good. We know Stowe Rocks is good. And a lot of these other guys this year in this conference, Brentwood, Keystone Oaks, we don't really know a lot about them. So it's kind of hard to, So it's still, even though we're playing all these games heading into conference play next week, there's still a lot of unanswered questions, and I don't think. And even with the second half to play here tonight, I don't think we're going to get a lot of answers there yet either, what it means from a conference standpoint.
I mean, I think that's what makes this season a little bit more exciting than the others because you're seeing some unfamiliar faces, teams who you haven't faced or have never faced in general. And I think that just kind of makes you get up a little bit more and think, well, I mean, we're used to playing these teams. We know what kind of caliber players they have. Mm-hmm. But, you're playing a team like a Brentwood, for an example. I don't ever recall playing Brentwood.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's going to be a nice little change of pace to see some different faces and some different caliber athletes, such as the contest we're seeing here tonight at Mount Pleasant. So
about a minute to go on that warm-up clock that they did there. And the big test right now, we talked about at the end of the first half, McGuffey is going to get the ball back. They're going to receive this kickoff in the second half. But when they get on defense, they have to find a way to slow this Mount Pleasant offense down because they have had success through the air, success on the ground, and McGuffey hasn't had an answer yet. We'll see if the coaches have found that answer in the halftime as we get ready to start things off here in the second half.
I'm trying to look for
any updates?
Cal score here, so forgive me. If you hear
do what you need to do. We got a little bit of time. McGuffey.
If you hear the ping.
As you see there on the screen, once again, thanks to Mr. Kevin Robinson with Isaiah Wings Video for the video production here. Getting new toys every week. We got the replay feature, and then now we have the telestrator that Jason's been going nuts with here in the second half. I don't know where he ended up. Did he leave his phone here again?
No, we're not going to be able to sell his phone, but I think maybe I'll try out the old John Madden skadoodle of art and see what we can do.
That sounds good.
All
right.
This thing is kind of nifty.
No, that's great.
I mean, you can just go, hi.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Pretty neat. Now I know why Madden liked to use it all those years. All right, well, we've got Mount Pleasant taking off. It is going to be Jarrett Garn is the kicker, teed it up right in the middle of the 40-yard line. Dietrich and Brookman are back deep for the Highlanders. End over end, heading towards Dietrich. It gets past him and into the end zone for the touchback.
I was going to say, I think that was just poor positioning by Dietrich. He should have been up a couple more steps, and I think he misplayed the hop. But McGuffey is going to start out back at their own end, at their own 20.
It's an effective kickoff if you're Mount Pleasant. You kept it away from Dietrich, who ran one all the way back in the first half to the tune of 97 yards, and you start the Highlanders off at their own 20-yard line. So here they go. McAdoo split to the right side. Travis White split wide to the left. Philip McEwen under center. First down and 10. Back to pass, wide receiver screen, McAdoo. At the 20, gets hit at the 25 and dropped right there. It'll be a pickup of 5 yards. We have 2nd down and 5, and that's a play that went for 50 yards and a touchdown in the first half. This time, Mount Pleasant stops it for a gain of 5.
And Nicotera on the stop, and they read the wide receiver screen perfectly to McAdoo on that last play. They all kind of stayed home, and I think they all knew before the snap he was the intended target.
This time, Ryan Keith goes wide to the top side of the field. 2nd down and 5. Kewen hands it off. No, falls his full back. Now has to try to bounce it. 25, 30, and gets hit. The ball's on the ground. It's still on the ground over near the sideline. Who has it? Mount Pleasant says they have it, and it looks like they do. A huge turnover forced here by the Vikings, and they are going to take over at the McGuffey 35-yard line.
Yeah, that looked like Micah Rodman, the junior.
Actually, at the 39s.
Was able to get it, and you see what happens. McEwen's able to kind of bounce it to the outside here. And you slow things down, and McEwen unable to lose sight of it. And
here they go.
You see that pigskin just kind of bobble out there, and
First
not
and 10.
one. Sorry.
That's all right. Sorry. Make sure we get back to
No,
live
we're
action.
good.
And jet sweep again, and he's got some room around the near side. This has been successful all night, and this time they get inside the 20, the 15, the 10, 5, and all the way down to the 5-yard line. And that's Lane Golkowski. That has been there all night long, and this time the big gain sets him up 1st and goal.
Yeah, I mean, there was just a huge gaping hole on the left side of that line that opened up, and it was Tyler Reese on the block who just kind of paved the way there. But yeah, a huge pickup in Mount Pleasant, knocking on the door here, trying to get 6 to start off the 3rd quarter.
One play, and they're down to the 6-yard line. Chatfield in the shotgun, hands it to Laboda. Right side, makes a move inside the 5 and dives forward for a couple down to the 3-yard line. That is a pickup of 3. It'll bring up 2nd down and goal. Morgan Schreiber in there to help out on the tackle. So the ball sits at the 3. Lots of options here for the Viking offense. Already seen Labuda take it in 3 times. We'll see if they hand it off to their star tailback once more. Chatfield goes under center this time. And in motion, and they give it to him on the sweep. Here he goes, and he can walk in. Nobody there for that jet sweep, and that is an easy touchdown for the Vikings. DeLeonardo there on that one, and it is 33-21. Mount Pleasant, they capitalize off the McGuffey turnover.
And that was as easy as taking candy away from a baby. That entire turn of events, from the fumble to the huge strike on the screen to the touchdown there, and how Mount Pleasant has the lead on top of McGuffey by 2 scores.
The kick is up, and that kick is good. So with 9:45 to go in the 3rd quarter, it's now Mount Pleasant 35 and McGuffey, 34-21 Mount Pleasant. We'll be right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Air Raid Sports Shop here on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Looking for beautiful yet gently used items for your home, apartment, or office? Then visit the Back Lot, located at 840 Ray Street in Washington. The Back Lot, formerly known as Badillions, has proudly served the Washington County area for over 50 years. They offer a wide variety selection of furniture, appliances, home furnishings, college dorm supplies, antiques, and sporting goods. With their ever-changing selection of amazing finds and great savings, any item purchased can be brought home the same day, saving you more than you ever could imagine. Like them on Facebook or call them at 724-705-7662. The Back Lot. No thrills, just deals. Something for everyone.
All right, back here after the Mount Pleasant touchdown, and that's a big one because that's the first time either team has had a lead of more than 1 score. And it's a 13-point lead here for the Vikings. And so with them, they haven't had to punt yet tonight, folks. The only time they've been stopped is either towards the end of the first half. The clock kind of got to them, and they turned the ball over a couple times. Here's a run up of the 20, and it'll be around the 21-yard line for McGuffey's starting field position on this drive here. That run by Dietrich. Just a field goal. That was the only other time other than the turnovers. that they have not scored on offense. So being down by 2 scores, it almost feels like it's a mountain right now.
And they're not used to trailing by this much, as you said. And obviously now facing a little bit of adversity, they really need to kind of kick it into gear here to make this a game.
All right, so offense's turn here. This time trying to hold on to the ball. We talked about it last week. The second half, they started to fumble the ball. That time, their quarterback put it on the ground. He's got it 1st and 10 here at the 21. There's Brookman in motion to the left. Back to pass. Fake the pass. Now he's got to get rid of it. And he's going to be sacked. Gianardo gets him back at the 16-yard line. That is a loss of 5. McEwen had nobody to throw it to and then couldn't get out of the pocket, and it's going to be 2nd down and 15.
Yeah, he tried selling it on the pump fake, but Gio Leonardo that time just came knocking on the back door and gave him a big old unexpected welcome as he drops him for 5.
Mount Pleasant coming out firing on offense and defense here to start this second half, and McGuffey right now has not found the answer. Ball now back at the 16-yard line, 2nd down. This time they go up the middle, and there's a flag right at the line of scrimmage. It's a stop for no gain as McEwen tried to sneak, but we'll have to see what the flag is.
McEwen on the carry, stop for no gain. Jackson Hutter on the tackle for the Vikings.
Yeah, we still don't know what the penalty is.
And here comes the official call.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
This is taking a really long time. Legal shift for McGuffey. Penalties declined. Okay, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 15. They have to get out to the 31-yard line for a 1st down. Otherwise, they're going to have to punt this ball away to a very high-powered Mount Pleasant offense.
16-yard line.
Not a lot of plays in the huddle for 3rd and 15 deep in your own end. We'll see what they do.
Well, they need to hurry up because the play clock's now under 7 seconds.
And in motion is Brookman. They fake the pitch to him. Looking deep. McEwen now has to run, and he gets away. He's got some room. 25, 30, 1st down. Out to the 40 and brought down out of bounds near midfield. Phillip McEwen that time had a gaping hole. We have a flag all the way back at the 20-yard line. So hold on.
Yeah, you hate seeing dirty laundry.
2 flags on the play.
Scattered on the field.
Holding on McGuffey. Yeah, they have definitely had the worst of the penalty action here tonight. And that one is a huge one. They had a giant gain by their quarterback of 35 yards and would have had a 1st down. Instead, now they've got the ball 3rd down and very long at the 9-yard line.
Yeah, there's a lot of real estate in front of them that they're going to have to work with. But the illegal shift and then the hold, that definitely has come back to bite them in the rear. I mean, 21 yards separate them between a 1st down.
3rd down and 21 after the penalty. McEwen back to pass, has to get away, and he does from the first guy. Now he's back in the end zone, throws it, and that is going to be a safety, I believe. There he does have, is that Donnelly that's back there with him?
I believe so.
There is, no, it's not. There's not, I thought that was number 30. I do not see Donnelly back there. That means there's no running backs. No, Donnelly's there. But honestly, because they let Mount Pleasant get away with it, they should not call this because there was an easy grounding call earlier, but that very easily could be called grounding. So we'll see what they decide to do. If they do, it's a safety.
Yeah, you go back to the replay here. Coming up untouched through that gap, right? Well, that gap right there.
Yeah, they're going to call it. Even there was a fullback there. Honestly, though, Donnelly was closer than any of the receivers on that one that they never called earlier in the game. But I don't blame them for calling it. I just wish they would have called the one earlier on Mount Pleasant too.
Yeah, it would have been nice, but so a safety gives Mount Pleasant 2 more points, 36-21.
So that makes it 36-21, and now McGuffey will have to kick the ball away with a free kick.
And also McGuffey will have
8:06 remaining in the third quarter. And so now it goes from bad to worse. Zach, you're down by 15 points now, and you have to give the ball back away to Mount Pleasant. So you need your defense to come up with a stop, and you probably need them to get a turnover at this point.
Yeah, I mean, a turnover or an interception, anything would be great at this point. You're trailing by 15 with 8 minutes to go in the third quarter, and I mean, obviously, the momentum shift has been on since the end of the first half. Mount Pleasant has definitely harnessed a lot of that positive energy that they had, and McGuffey, whatever a little bit they had going, is now kind of dwindled and diminished with 2 failed drives, and now you have to punt, so you're giving the ball right back to Mount Pleasant.
And it looks like they're going to have Connor Crow do it as a punt. You have the option here of kicking off the tee or punting. Both of them happen from your 20-yard line. So Connor has the ball, and here we go with the free kick. And the wobbler goes all the way into Mount Pleasant territory, and it's dropped. Fumbled by Labuda at the 40. Picks it up, 50 midfield, gets across midfield inside the 45 of McGuffey, and he'll be down near the 42-yard line of the Highlanders. So 36-21, Mount Pleasant has the lead and the ball now, 1st and 10 in McGuffey territory.
And they have decent field position as they're out over across the 50 after the punt.
They have not had to do many risky plays, but the couple turnovers they've had have come kind of at their own will. They've had some bad snaps, and then they forced a pass down the middle in the coverage that was intercepted. But they really don't have to do that. They've got the lead, and they've been able to move the ball with jet sweeps and handing the ball off to number 18. There's another handoff to Labuda, and he gets hit and spun around, but he still falls forward across the 40 down to the 38-yard line. That's a pickup of 4, 2nd down and 6 coming up for the Vikings.
Yeah, they really can't get him to get stopped for a loss, other than that touchdown drive they had down here at the end where they stopped him for no gain, which was, I think, the only time he had no yards on 1 carry tonight, to be honest with you, Rusty. But
I think he had 107 yards in that first half and 3 touchdowns. They're going to come out in the shotgun. This has been a hard snap for them. We'll see if their center has calmed things down. That's a good snap. Labuda has it right side, and he's going to try to bounce it outside. Tries to get around the guy, and he does. First down, 35, 30, 25, 20, inside the 10 and out of bounds. It's probably going to be 1st and goal. We'll see where he stepped out.
Looks like they're going to put him out right at about the 9, maybe the 10-yard line. But Philip McEwen had the
3 guys had a
tackle.
shot at him in the backfield.
Oh, yeah. But McEwen with the stop down at the 10, saves a touchdown. But Labuda is just a well-oiled machine out there for this Mount Pleasant offense.
So it is 1st and goal right at the 10-yard line. See where Labuda lines up this time. He'll be in the tailback position behind Chatfield. It goes under center. And we have a whistle. Play clock was winding down. Mount Pleasant will take a timeout. That's their first of the half. Take it with them. Mount Pleasant leads McGuffey 36-21 with 7:10 to go in the third quarter on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by AR8 Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Jim Murray's Auto Service, located at 122 East Railroad Street in Washington, offers full auto repair, state inspection, emissions, brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, whatever ails your car or truck. Jim and his qualified team of mechanics can diagnose your vehicle issues and get you back on the road in no time. At Jim Murray's, you're not a service number. Jim takes the time to discuss your auto repair one-on-one before the work is started. Give Jim a call, 724-222-1350. Jim Murray's, professional service with personal small-town treatment.
Back here after the Mount Pleasant timeout, their first one. They must, I think, they might have had time to get that snap off, but I don't think they wanted to chance it. So they took the timeout, and they still have it 1st and goal when we resume here on the McGuffey 10-yard line. Ball set on the right hash. In the pistol formation goes Chatfield. Labuda is behind him. There's the snap. They give it to Labuda. He's hit and spun around, still on his nose. They go all the way to the left side. That was a fake. It faked everybody out, including me. And that was That was number 12, Golkowski. Golkowski ran around the left side, and we have a McGuffey player down, and he got all the way down to the 1 yard line. That was Hutter. They're saying, I thought that was, that was Jackson Hutter, not number 2, it was number 12. Who is that's.
I'm looking to see who that is.
Down? Trying to see who is down.
That's what we're looking to see.
All right, well, he's getting up, so we'll be able to get a better look at the number.
That's number 23.
That is Kyle Brooklyn. Okay, so
Not
he is.
You want to see.
He's walking off under his own power, which was good news for the Highlanders. 7:02 remaining, but the 9-yard carry by Hutter gives them second and goal at the 1.
That was number 23, Kyle Brookman, injured on the play. Seems to be okay, walking off on his own power.
So Mount Pleasant knocking on the door once more, trying to get this out to a 3-score lead. They are already up by 15. Everybody in tight here. Chatfield under center. Labuda behind him. Man in motion, and it's a jet sweep again. It's Golkowski trying to get around the right side and get the corner.
No, I think he might have got the pylon.
And they're going to say no. He was out at the half-yard line, so 3rd down and goal. Trying to reach out. He did get the pylon, but maybe he stepped out first.
I don't know. It was hard to tell. I really thought he had the pylon, to be honest with you there, as he went back there.
No, it's 3rd down and short. 3rd down and goal. And this time a shotgun.
Be surprised if they call a QB fake.
And it's a low snap again. It's on the ground. Chatfield in the backfield. He's going to be hit and dropped back by the 10. In my head, I'm thinking, why are they going in shotgun here? That's been the only thing that's been slowing them down all night.
And that's come back to bite him in the rear again. And that time making the stop was Eric Donnelly. You come back here on the replay, and again, a low snap.
Loss
and
of
you
9.
see both of them there try to get it. And then Donnelly just kind of comes up from behind here and is able to make the tackle.
So Labuda's going to try the field goal attempt. This will be a 27-yard attempt. He missed one early on, had a couple PATs blocked. And the snap is down. The kick is up. It's long enough, and that kick is no good. Misses it wide to the right.
Oh, it was wide left.
Wide left, rather. And so McGuffey somehow gets out of that unscathed, but they still trail by 15 points. That was after the safety and then the free kick is what that drive left. 5:22 left in the 3rd. So McGuffey now needs to put something together on offense. They had some success in the first half, but so far in the second half, they have turned the ball over once and then got sacked after some penalties, put them way back in their own end. They got sacked in the end zone for the safety. And now they start off at their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. McEwen with the ball under center. And he's going to keep it. Left side, tries to get the corner, 25, lowers the shoulder, and he has 1st down yardage out near the 30-yard line, I believe. They'll give him just across the 30, 11-yard gain. We'll move the sticks.
Yeah, I mean, he did a great job of selling the fake and reverse, whatever they usually run there. And he calls the keeper there to the left side of the line. You see the hole open up. He's able to bounce it outside. Just gets beyond one of the wide receivers, and it was enough for a 1st down.
And he said it was a gain of 10. They put it right at the 30. 1st down. Up the middle to the fullback, and Donnelly is pushing forward, moves the pile out across the 35 near the 37-yard line.
They take that one back again.
They
so
do. That's that far side. He takes a yard off of every run. And so this is at the 36.
It's like, oh, you had 7, now we'll give you 6.
Yeah. Working on my daughter's math today. We were learning about rounding. Apparently that's what he's doing. He's rounding down every time.
No, it's supposed to go the other way. Round up. Anything after 5 is up.
Yeah. All right. 2nd and 4. Up the middle again to the fullback, and he pushes the pile again. I don't care where they move the ball, but he's going to have the 1st down. He's out to the 43-yard line. That's enough for the first down. And the big fullback pushing the pile.
And he's just the bruiser back. That's what he's designed to do. You can't go outside right now. They haven't tried to pass the ball, but why not stuff a fullback dive right down the defense's throat? And 2 back-to-back runs, it's proven successful.
Is that Drill Boy in there now? It is. So they're going to give Donnelly a breather. And they pitch it. Brookman tries to fall up the middle, breaks one tackle, and gets hit from behind by one of his linemen for a push. It's going to be 3 yards on the play. So 2nd down and 7 coming up.
Yeah, Brookman tried that time, but really nobody home. I mean, you have to give the linebacking corps Mount Pleasant a lot of credit right now, Rusty. I mean, they've been reading their keys here. I mean, it's essentially the entire game, but really more on that inside run. They find a way to shut that entire setup down, and it's making McGuffey revert to something different.
2nd and 7 from the 46-yard line. Dietrich in motion. Now McEwen trying to head up the middle on the draw, and he is getting pushed by some friends, and he gets out near midfield. That'll be a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Highlanders.
You really couldn't tell if that was a design play or if it was a broken play. The way that was designed, because you saw the guy come in motion from across the field from our vantage point up here. But still, 3 more yards they need as they're at midfield. 47 is the first down marker.
McEwen under center. He gets it, and he keeps it. First down and more. 40, and then tackled right there. Nice open field tackle at the 39-yard line. Actually, well, once again, far side. Far official always takes that yard back. Near guy always has him like 1 yard ahead. It's starting to be pretty fun.
Tyler Reese had to stop there for the Vikings, but it was enough for a McGuffey first down at the fancy footwork of Philip McEwen.
Everybody in tight this time. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line of the Vikings. Brookman in motion. They give it to him, and he cuts back up the middle and pushes forward. He's close to the 35-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 5 and bring up 2nd down and 5 to go.
You know, it was questionable, I think, to run that ball up center because going back and look at the defense, as you said, they were playing tight. The linebackers were even double-stacked the outside backers that were lined up there. Now they kind of spread things out on the defense.
McEwen. And up the middle to the fullback, that is Droboy, and he gains 3 down to the 32.
Looked like he was close for the first down.
So Dylan Droboy, his first carry of the game, and that sets him up 3rd down and 2. McEwen gets the call. Travis White brings it in from the sideline. A minute to go here in this 3rd quarter. McGuffey trails by 15, looking here to bring this within 1 score. McEwen pitches it, and it's going to be Dietrich, and he's up the middle, 1st down and more, down there in the 25. He's down to the 26-yard line, so that will move the chains.
Jacob Kraus, one of the guys on the stop for Mount Pleasant, along with Dante Giulianardo as well. But McGuffey's on the move here, Rusty.
Slow, methodical drive, but they are down to the 26-yard line, 1st down and 10. 34 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. Oh, there's a bad snap. It squirted all the way back. And falling on it is, I don't know, it's still on the ground. Mount Pleasant might have ended up getting this.
I don't think.
It had 2 McGuffey guys try to get it, but I think they both lost it, and I think Mount Pleasant has it. 46-yard line of McGuffey. That was not even a shotgun snap. That was under center, and the ball just shot back behind McEwen, and McGuffey shoots himself in the foot. They turn the ball over, and Mount Pleasant will have the ball with 23 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter out near midfield.
Yeah, you don't know what happened, but there 1 had a hand on it, 2 had a hand on it, and then you see, I believe that was number 9 who kind of squeezes in there for Mount Pleasant. As he comes running back from the backside here was Giulianardo.
Pistol formation here, Chatfield in the backfield. And in motion. And running into his back, Chatfield gets the completion. That was a busted play, but he still gets a completion because he had so much time. It's a gain of 9 all the way down, actually gain of 8 to the 46-yard line of McGuffey. But his tailback, Labuda, ran into him as he was getting ready to throw the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of ironic to see Labuda drop back. Whether he thought it was going to be a different play, I don't know. But still, they're able to get 8 yards out of a busted play, and that's the end of the quarter.
Now, at the end of 3, Mount Pleasant leads 36-21, and they have the ball when we get back. You listen to McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Air 8 Sports Shop, carried on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Are you planning a holiday but need some assistance? Might be confusing, but here's a solution. Sky's the Limit Travel. Since 2014, Sky's the Limit Travel has been guiding travelers to their vacation destination. Whether it's a family or group vacation, luxurious or romantic getaway, Sky's Limit Travel is happy to assist. Also specializing in cruises and all-inclusive resorts. Sky's Limit Travel offers destination guides for the perfect vacation getaway. For more information, visit their website at skyslimittravel.net or call them at 724-413-3182. Sky's the Limit Travel. Lose yourself in the Caribbean. A Travelers Planner International affiliate.
I'll tell you about one of our new sponsors, and that's the Chapman Corporation. They are headquartered in Washington, Pennsylvania. Chapman has been providing industrial customers with civil, mechanical, and electrical construction services for 70 years. In addition to their construction skills, they also provide pipe metal fabrication as well as engineering capabilities. That is the Chapman Corporation in Washington, PA. All right, welcome back here. Vikings have the ball second down and short in McGuffey territory. And they're going to roll back to pass and throwing deep again. He's got a man wide open. It's up and bobbled. It's caught.
No way.
That was bobbled 2 or 3 times by 2 different players and eventually brought down by Likas, I believe Nicotera. Is that number 6?
Oh,
is that Reese?
Golly, Miss Molly. I think that was Reese coming down
wow.
with it. You want to
talk
about just having utter concentration. Go back to the replay here real quick, and
yeah, he tipped the ball. Then it was in the hands of the defender for a while, and then eventually fell right into his belly.
Then 2, but he's able to come up with a big catch.
1st and 10 down at the 17-yard line. Mount Pleasant looking to add to their lead. There's another drop snap. Now the quarterback is going to be dropped in the backfield, back outside. Well, he might have got back to the 20. This will be a loss of about 3 yards. Both of these teams have had snap issues. Mount Pleasant has had the bulk of it. But the last one for McGuffey ended a very promising drive. Now Mount Pleasant ends up with 2nd down and 13. So they will go under center this time with Chatfield. Man in motion, Golkowski gets it on the jet sweep, and he's got a hole again, gets hit, but now he's inside the 10, 1st down. And down near the 6 or 7 yard line. Either way, it's going to be 1st and goal.
There was a gaping hole in that jet sweep that opened up on the left side. Dietrich, one of the guys that was actually getting blocked, that was allowing that hole to get open, Rusty, and then finally he was able to get a little push and a nudge before someone was able to finally come and clean it up for him.
Mount Pleasant still has not had to punt all night. And they'll go under center again. Man in motion again. They don't give it to him, but they will. They have a whistle. So, I don't know. There's a pre-snap whistle offside on McGuffey.
Oh, geez.
That's usually not a whistle. That's usually they let the play go.
And then call it after, unless it was
unless they made contact.
Neutral zone.
Yeah. All right, well, either way, it'll be half the distance to goal line, so 1st and goal from the 3 yard line now. Under center goes Chatfield. And he will hand off in the jet sweep again, and an easy touchdown again. And that time, that was number 9, Dante Gianardo. So Gianardo takes it in from 3, and that is his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And just a gaping hole again opens up there right on that right side. One of these days I'm going to get the skadoodle figured out, Kevin, I promise you. Trial and error, I guess, right? But yeah, the hole opens up, and Mount Pleasant definitely pouring it on here.
And the snap, the kick by Labuda is up, and the kick is good with 9:57 to go in regulation. Mount Pleasant now leads 43-21 over McGuffey. We'll be right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Air Raid Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Looking to earn fast cash for scrap metal and vehicles? Brookman Iron and Metals will pay you top dollar for unwanted scrap metal or junk cars. Since 1931, Brookman Iron and Metals has offered the highest market prices for scrap metal, from iron to brass to vehicles. Looking to recycle? Their local family-owned company will take any recyclable metal off your hands. In addition, you have easy access to their clean location to recycle without a hassle. Don't let recyclable metal materials take up your much-needed space. Use a roll-off container from Brookman Iron and Metals to provide you with a convenient solution for your recycling needs. Brookman Iron and Metals, located at 4 Race Street in Washington, 724-222-4260.
All right, back here at Viking Stadium now, 43-21 in favor of Mount Pleasant. It's been all Mount Pleasant in the second half. And McGuffey just doesn't have the answer so far, or they will get the ball back here after the kickoff. Garn has it teed up in the middle of the 40-yard line. Back deep are Dietrich and Brookman. This one is going to head over and on the hop, taken there by Dietrich, and he gets hit right at the 20-yard line and dropped. So first down and 10 McGuffey from their own 20. So McGuffey had their best drive of the second half. They took it all the way down near the red zone, but the bad snap went all the way back towards midfield where they turned it over, and Mount Pleasant took over from there and took it right in for the score.
Their losses, let me rephrase that. McGuffey's loss has been Mount Pleasant's gain here in the third quarter.
All right, so McEwen under center. Travis White split wide to the left side. And up the middle, this is Brookman, gets by one tackle, stretches out. We have a late flag that comes in.
Coming in.
Yeah, from all different angles. The referee, the umpire, everybody threw it. That was going to be a 2-yard gain. We'll see what happens. Oh, that was a face mask, maybe. It is a personal foul, face mask on Mount Pleasant, so they will add 15 yards. So there is a positive happening for the Highlanders. That'll move the ball out of the shadow of their own goalpost out to the 37-yard line. So they will take that for sure. But they got a lot of work to do and not a whole lot of time to do it. They really needed a touchdown on that last drive. So now every play is of urgency.
You just hope they can try to find some magic deep in their hats to try to make something happen here.
First and 10 at the 37. And in motion is Dietrich. And rolling right with him. They pitch to him. Dietrich has it. 35, and he died. No, he's still on his feet. And his forward progress was out to about the 42. We'll see where they end up spotting him now. They're going to move it back to the 40. I don't know. They keep taking yards off this. He was across the 40, then got pushed back. So it looks like maybe the 41.
No, they do give it to him at the 41. But it was nice. McEwen drew that out to the very last second before he was able to flip the option over to Dietrich there on the right side.
Gain of 4 makes it second down and 6. Clock winding down to 9 minutes to go in the fourth. And in motion is Brookman. Back to pass, throws, got a man. Oh, intercepted, out of the hands and in into the defender and down the sideline where he'll be tackled to the 26-yard line is Nicotera on the interception. And McAdoo, the ball was behind him. He got a hand on it, but all that did was tip it right into Nicotera's hand. Yeah. And he took it down the sideline for the turnover, and Mount Pleasant is set up at the McGuffey 26-yard line.
Yeah, come back on the replay here, Russ, and you watch. You see McAdoo kind of wide open there in the spot, but Nicotera is able to kind of step in front. And it's first and 10 for Mount Pleasant.
Everybody in tight here for the Vikings. Chatfield under center. And in motion, and they'll get on a reverse. And this time, it's Hutton over the left side, and he has first down yardage down across the 20 and down near the 17-yard line. I said Hutton is Hutter, Jackson Hutter. That's the rare reverse we've seen. We've seen McGuffey run a version of that through the triple option, but that time they used some misdirection to their own advantage to get the first down. A lot of options here for Mount Pleasant. Because a lot of things have worked, they have basically everything at their arsenal. First and 10. And in motion is Hutter. And it's going to be up the middle this time to Golkowski, and he goes forward down to the 10, maybe the 9. We'll see where they put him. That's a gain of 8, and that'll bring up second down and 2.
Yeah, the run, the pass, I mean, you name it. Everything in the kitchen sink has been there for Mount Pleasant on both sides of the ball. And they've just been sticking it to McGuffey here in the second half. They've really kind of turned things up a few notches. And McGuffey just kind of stalling out, getting halfway through some of their drives here, and still trying to salvage what's left of this game.
Everybody in tight again. Chatfield under center. And they had a lot of motion there.
Yeah.
I think about 5 guys were moving before the snap, so this will end up being second down and about 7 to go.
I couldn't tell if it was the wide receiver, the tight end.
There was guys on the line. There was running backs. There was all kinds of things.
Oh, yeah. Lions, Tigers, and Bears, oh my.
That was like Canadian Football League and Arena League all mixed into one with all that pre-snap motion.
Just there was too much happening for me to comprehend, like, okay, was it supposed to be motion or not?
All right, so second down and 8 now after they march off 5 yards. Man in motion again. And they'll give it to Laboda. He's up the middle after hesitation, gets across the 10. And he gets a nice gain down near the 9-yard line. Picks up 6. It'll be third down and 2. Clock down under 7 minutes remaining in regulation. Once again, 43-21 in favor of Mount Pleasant, and they have the ball deep inside McGuffey territory.
And they're just letting that clock kind of wind down, I believe, too. So it's now inside about 10 seconds.
And here we go with the sweep. Golkowski again, 5, and he dives for the pylon, and he stepped out of bounds, I think they're saying.
Nope, they're going to say it's a touchdown.
Oh, okay, all right. I saw the referee point back towards the sideline at the 4-yard line, but they said, nope, he got in, so a 9-yard touchdown run and a nice athletic move to dive towards the pylon for the touchdown.
I mean, that's a very smart move to dive towards the pylon.
Extra point attempt to try to make this a 29-point lead. Snap is down. The kick is didn't look pretty, but it made it through, and that's all that counts. So 50-21 now with 6:24 to go. Right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Air 8 Sports Shop here on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Accidents are unfortunate events and often cause stress and disruption in your daily life. Relax. Let Lombardi Auto Body help you get through this process of getting your vehicle back on the road safely and as quickly as possible. Open since 1984, Lombardi Auto Body is a family-run business that delivers the highest quality repairs with continued customer loyalty. Call Lombardi's first to schedule your free estimate. Lombardi Auto Body, 140 Highland Avenue in Washington, 724-222-3077.
Welcome back here to Mount Pleasant, and it has not been pleasant in the second half for McGuffey. It has been all Vikings. They have scored 4 times, 3 touchdowns and a safety. And they had the lead at halftime, 27-21, and now it is 50-21. McGuffey had one promising drive that when they were only trailing by 1 score, they got all the way down in actually, they were trailing by 2 scores at that point. They turned the ball over with a bad snap, and it's been downhill after that. So they will try to scratch something out here to claw back into this game, but right now it looks like they are heading towards their first loss of the season, albeit a non-conference loss.
But it still hurts. It's not what you want to see.
Nope. This one end over end, and is scooped up at the 10. Dietrich, 15, and Mehed gets across the 20, still on his feet at the 25. Pile is still moving, and he gets out near the 27-yard line, where it'll be first down for McGuffey. And believe it or not, that's some of their better field position they've had in the second half.
The one thing I don't understand on that kickoff by Dietrich, I mean, we're so used to seeing such a sudden burst of speed and energy. On the ensuing kickoff, he kind of sits back a little bit, trying to find a hole to open up. I mean, you're getting the kickoff. I would imagine you'd want to be at full speed and just trying to make someone, shake them out of your shoes, if you will, a little bit. But he's trying to let his guys fold something up. I think it needs to be the other way around. He needs to be pedal to the metal running.
McEwen under center. First down and 10 at their own 27. Brookman in motion. They pitch it to him. He's got some room on this side. 30, 35, and goes out of bounds. Across 35. First down yardage out near the 38-yard line.
Yeah, he ran into his own guys. He was running out of room there, but still enough for a McGuffey first down.
Gain of 11 on the play. 6:08 remaining after the out-of-bounds run. McEwen under center again. This time, keeps it. Right side, cuts up and gets hit, spun around, and falls forward for a positive gain out to the 43-yard line. That is a pickup of 5. A nice ground. It didn't look like he had anything there, but still managed to get 5 yards.
Yeah, he makes something out of nothing, and I'll take 5 over 2 any day.
This is some tough minutes here, and even though the night has not gone the way you'd like, this is some valuable time for Coach Dalton to get these guys in and show some grit, because it's really easy to just kind of cash things in at this point, down by such a big score, but you want to get on the board. First and 10. Give it to Brookman, and he's trying to break tackles and stretches out. He gets across the 45 near the 46-yard line. That is a gain of 4, and that will set up. Looks like 3rd and 2 is going to be what they have left to go. They got to get out to the 48.
I mean, it looks like they still might have some of their starters in there. Not all of them, but some out there on the field. And McGuffey leaving all of their starters. And you're right. I mean, showcase your starting guys and try to get a touchdown here at least. Salvage what's left.
Man in motion there, and they're going to hand up the middle. Donley as the first down, still moving the pile across midfield, across the 45, down to the 44-yard line. In for McGuffey now is Ty Conklin. He's one of the new tailbacks in there. Looks like he took over for where Ethan Dietrich was. 4:35 remaining. First down and 10, McGuffey inside Mount Pleasant territory. McEwen under center. Conklin in motion again. And looking right, and McEwen throws over the middle. He's got a man. It's caught. And it's Brookman down to the 25-yard line. Nice pass and catch. They haven't had a lot of success through the air since the very beginning of this game, but that one gets him down to the 25.
I mean, the play unfolded beautifully. He just runs a seam route there on the left-hand side. And he tries to get open. You see a 3-step drop there by McEwen. And then Brookman sitting wide open right about there. And he's able to cut it up there for a couple up to the 25. Enough for a first down.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line. Man in motion is Conklin. They fake the pitch to him. They give it up the middle. There's Brookman, 20. He's got a hole, 15, 10, 5, and gets stiff arms out of bounds at the 2-yard line, it looks like. First and goal, McGuffey.
Yeah, they do spot him at about
actually all the way back at the 5 is what they're going to say he went out of bounds. So 20-yard gain there for Brookman.
Yeah, it was enough in the way that McEwen sold the fake out, too, and was able to get the handoff to Brookman. Surprised the entire Mount Pleasant defense. So first and goal from the 5.
McEwen, everybody in tight. It's a snap. The middle, it's Donley, and he goes in for the touchdown. He made it look easy, but there's a lot of bodies in front of him. 5-yard touchdown run, and Eric Donley gets McGuffey on the board for the first time in the second half, and that makes the score 50-27.
Yeah, I mean, he's been running hard all game, and finally his number's called upon. He gets complimented for his hard work. And now they're going to come on for the point after attempt.
Dylan Stewart getting ready to kick the extra point attempt. 3:40 is what is left in regulation. Snap is down. The kick is up. And with 3:40 to go in the fourth quarter, it is now 50-28 in favor of Mount Pleasant. We'll be right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Air Raid Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Alexis Family Dentistry is a full-service general dental practice offering comprehensive dental health care service in a friendly, relaxed atmosphere. Dr. Alexis, a McGuffey graduate, is inspired to make patients her priority by working together for your healthier smile. Her goal is to help you relax and address all your questions and concerns. Your individual treatment plan is crafted to fulfill all your dental health needs and to reach your goals for a beautiful and healthy smile. Call Dr. Alexis today at 724-470-9750 to schedule your appointment. Dr. Alexis, a proud Highlander supporter.
Welcome back here to Viking Stadium, and McGuffey finally gets on the board, but looks like it's a little too late, but still, you love the grit by that offense to take a drive down and punch one in with the fullback.
I mean, a little bit of resiliency, if you will. I mean, your back's facing adversity, and you're down 50-20, was 21 at the time. Now they line up for the onside kicks. They're going to be a little bit gutsy here, and why not? It's a non-conference opponent.
So everybody's up close on this kickoff attempt, and there is the onside attempt, still rolling around, and I think Mount Pleasant got it, but that went by a few players. Inside the 45-yard line, blue jersey finally able to corral that ball, and that's where the Vikings will have it 1st and 10. We'll see if they keep their starters out on the field here. You would imagine you wouldn't want to risk injury to some players. I do see Labuda coming out, also see Hutter coming out. Like Reese, so those guys get the early exit, and well-deserved for the Vikings. They'll have the second-team offense out there. Got to get you these new numbers.
Yeah.
And in motion, and here comes a sweep, and another big hole over here. We have a flag, though. That could be the reason for the hole. There was a tackle out there in open field by Charles Wagers, but there was 2 flags back at the 42-yard line. Holding on Mount Pleasant. Saw that all night tonight on McGuffey.
And it looks like Chatfield, number 1, the quarterback, still in this contest.
So that'll put it all the way back at the 32-yard line. They have Dane Firmstone listed as the backup quarterback, but he is not in yet. Chatfield under center. And they go up the middle, big hole, and all the way across the 45 near midfield is the tailback.
At that time it was Garrett Eicher, the sophomore running back. And as you said, he gets close to the midfield. He was tackled at the 49-yard line. First down marker at the McGuffey 46.
So makes it all the way back to a 2nd and 5 now. You got all that penalty yardage back and more. Another man in motion. And they'll go up the middle with Eicher, and he pushes forward, and he's got a first down across midfield down to the 45-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play. Actually call it 7, and that will move the chains for Mount Pleasant with 2:20 to go. And they have a wholesale change. Chatfield finally comes out, which looks like they're going to have a new quarterback. Should be Dane Firmstone. That's who's listed here.
And it is Dane Firmstone, number 3. It is confirmed.
Man in motion here, and we're going to have a hit in the backfield and drop for a loss. So loss on the play makes it 2nd 11.
And number 66, Chris Ely, leading the way for the McGuffey defense that time. He gets the stop and the loss. Loss of 1, chalk it up for, brings up 2nd and 11.
It was Eicher once more.
On the tackle for the Highlanders. 2nd and 10.
Firmstone again under center. Man in motion. They give it to him on the jet sweep, and nothing doing there. That was number 8, Aiden Schimmel, on the jet sweep, but he is tackled for a loss of 1, and it brings up 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, nobody there on that left side, but another loss of 1. Under a minute to go here at 3rd and 12, yeah.
So McGuffey's got a lot of backup guys on defense in there. Dylan Droboy in at middle linebacker now. Connor Crow out there, but these guys are stepping up so far, making some nice plays, taking advantage of the playing time they're getting. Firmstone under center again, another man in motion. And we have a flag, pre-snap penalty, and that may have been, no, it was a false start. So now we're going to have a bunch of the defensive linemen come out. So some new jerseys down the defensive line. I think that's almost everybody now, except for I still see Roma staying out there. He's the only starter I still see on defense.
And really all Mount Pleasant has to do is just take one more snap of the ball, and that'll be ball game.
Clock under 30 seconds to go. Firmstone under center. Man in motion. And a handoff up the middle. It is Eicher. He is hit and dropped after he gets across the 45 down to the 43-yard line. That should be the last snap of the game. And that will be it. Mount Pleasant sending everybody out onto the field. And as the clock winds down, the final score is Mount Pleasant 50, McGuffey 28. We'll be right back here to wrap things up on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by RH Sports Shop, carried on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Alexis Family Dentistry is a full-service general dental practice offering comprehensive dental health care service in a friendly, relaxed atmosphere. Dr. Alexis, a McGuffey graduate, is inspired to make patients her priority by working together for your healthier smile. Her goal is to help you relax and address all your questions and concerns. Your individual treatment plan is crafted to fulfill all your dental health needs and to reach your goals for a beautiful and healthy smile. Call Dr. Alexis today at 724-470-9750 to schedule your appointment. Dr. Alexis, a proud Highlander supporter.
Hi, this is Rusty Pettit with Cruise Planners. We're a full-service travel agency and an American Express travel representative. Whether you're planning a cruise, a vacation to an all-inclusive resort, a destination wedding, a honeymoon, or taking the kids to Disney World, we're here to help you and your family plan your dream vacation. Visit our website, www.rocktheboatcruiseandtravel.com. Call me, Rusty Pettit, at 412-770-6511 or Nancy Fox at 724-255-6329, and let's start planning.
Welcome back here to Viking Stadium. The score at the half was a little bit closer. It was 27-21 favor Mount Pleasant over McGuffey, but the second half was all the Vikings. And they came out, got the turnover off the opening possession from McGuffey, and it capped it off with a 3-yard touchdown run by Dante Giulianardo, his first of the second half. He ended up with 2. That made it 34-21. And then the next possession, McGuffey got backed up into their own end with some penalties, and then they took the intentional grounding in the end zone that was a safety, made it 36-21 into the fourth quarter. They had a nice drive all the way down to near the 20-yard line of Mount Pleasant, but a bad snap squirted through the legs of McEwen, went all the way back towards midfield where it was recovered by Mount Pleasant. They would take that down and cap it off with another 3-yard run by Giulianardo, and then they'd get another 9-yard run by Golkowski, who was really good on those jet sweeps all night to make it 50-21. McGuffey would add a late touchdown, a 5-yard touchdown run by Eric Donnelly to make it 50-28, and that is your final score. So McGuffey falls to 2-1 on the year. They now head into conference play next week at home against Brentwood.
And hopefully they can shake off this loss here tonight against Mount Pleasant. I mean, it was a hard-fought game. First half was a lot of back and forth, but obviously the mistakes by the Highlanders ended up being Mount Pleasant's gain. That's why they are victorious here on their home turf tonight. And, I mean, McGuffey's going to have their work cut out next week as they have Brentwood to start off conference play. So, yeah, this was essentially the last dress rehearsal before it gets real.
Yeah, it was a good test. You knew it was going to be tough. We knew that they had a good ground game. Also impressed by the way their quarterback played tonight, and their wide receiver, Reese, was able to get open for some big plays down the field. So, Yeah, they will look to rebound next week, and it'll count towards the conference standings starting from next week on. So for Zach Waters and Kevin Robson and Jason Kern, I'm Rusty Pettit saying thank you so much for tuning into this production of the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Air 8 Sports Shop and carried on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. We will see you next week at home against Brentwood. Have a great weekend, everybody.